Hang on. 1 second, folks. Why is it not working? What's going on here? What is going on here? There we go. That's better. Right, I've just got to... My camera died off, so I've just got to redo all my settings. 1 second while I fart around. 1 moment. I don't know. Can't get the staff. 1 second, peeps. I shall be with you momentarily. There we go. Hopefully that's all looking nice and in focus. Can you all hear me okay? Can you all see me okay? Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to a last minute live stream. As you've no doubt guessed by the fact it says so in the title, I'm going to be working on the Dodge Charger tonight. I've got 2 packs to get through, issues 47 to 54. And rather than film them like I have done so far in the past, I thought I'd just save them all up and then do another little live stream. Might only be an hour's worth of work, an hour and a half or something, a couple of hours. But, you know, we'll see how it goes. It's very warm in here tonight, so yes. Now, it's just me tonight. I was hoping I could be a co-piloted with someone, but nobody's around, so it's just me. I'll do my best to do all the fiddling and the chat reading. Chat's over there off to the side. I'll do my best for you. I'll do everything I can. At some point, I will have to go and get Mama Fox sorted out when she goes to bed, so that'll be a 10-minute break in the middle I'll have to take for you. But you know how it goes. I'll pop it on the back in a minute screen and I'll go and get it sorted, then I'll come back. Anyway, hello and welcome to a last minute live stream where I'll be working on my Fanhome 1/8 scale Dodge Charger from the Fast and Furious. Before we get going, big shout outs to all the people that make all my content possible. First of all, to my very good friend at Fanhome, who provided me with this partwork free of charge. I'm not being paid for this. They have provided this to me free of charge, but all opinions expressed are my own and they have no creative input into these videos. But big thank you to the guys and girls at fanhome.com. If you want to do this partwork yourself, you can go there. There's loads of other stuff they're doing, but I'm quite enjoying this one. You might quite fancy this one. So big thanks to them. And of course to my corporate supporters, emodels.co.uk and goblingaming.co.uk, your one-stop shops for all your tabletop and model making needs. Links in the description below the video for both of those. And for this as well. If you fancy this partwork or others, there's a link in the description below. But yes, welcome. If you are watching this, I do have the chat in front of me. If you're watching this embedded in Facebook or Twitter or something like that, come and join in the live chat. Click on the YouTube icon in the bottom right hand corner. It's down there underneath Fox, underneath Fox's manly chest. Click the YouTube button and that'll take you to YouTube where you can carry on watching and you can join in the live chat. So welcome. I've got the chat in front of me. It's quite a distance away though, so because I can't fit it here. So do bear with me if you do a comment. Make sure you put your comment in big fat caps or do @modelmakingguru at the start of it. Or you can do a super chat by clicking the little dollar icon at the bottom of the chat window. That will put your comment in a big coloured box and do a little animation so I can't possibly miss it. But yes, welcome. I'm just doing a quick adjustment. There we go. Yeah, sorry about that little blip at the start there. It's because my camera disconnected itself and then it kind of reset itself. So yes. Have a quick look and see who we have in. We have Wendy Hickson was in earlier before we went live. Welcome to you, Wendy. Skullfish is in. Not seen Skullfish for a while, so good to have you back, buddy. Dorcosaurus is in, as is the Bobbins. Welcome to you too. JC Bricks and Builds, welcome fella. Edward Leonard is in. Has to be done. The squishies have to be done. So welcome to you, Edward. Joel Grit, welcome Joel Grit. He says evening Fox and all in chat. Who else have we had? And that's everybody so far. I am really warm because the heating's been on today. It's been a bit cold, but the heating's gone off now, so hopefully it'll cool down a bit as we go on. So yes, welcome to one and all. I hope you are all well. So I don't know how long this will go on for, but we'll see how much we can get done. Thank you all for joining me at this late hour, though. It's always fun. My day cycle is now like 2 p.m. to 5 a.m. So this is after tea time and for me. So yeah. Anyway, let's crack on. We are going to be doing issues 47 to 54. As you can see so far. The chassis is largely done, the wheels are on, the engine's mostly done, the supercharger's in a little package to one side. all built. I think we're going to be doing a few more bits and bobs with some electric trickery, and then we're going to be working on the the interior floor panel, and perhaps a chair of butt placage. I think, as you can see, it's quite big. It's really heavy. Oh, it's a bit of a weighty boy. Yes. So now I've actually got it resting on a couple of books, just because I don't want to put undue stress on the floor pan. Is 2 parts. It's actually 3 parts here. I don't want to put any undue stress on it while it's all still spangly and loose. So I've actually got a couple of books underneath. If you're interested, it's a couple of the old Halo books. And I'll knock the microphone, of course, as well. We'll do that and make lots of banging noise. So apologies for that. Unfortunately, space is at a premium, and I'll probably knock the microphone several times with this big bad boy. So, did you notice that you started Warhammer Sunday today instead of tomorrow? What? Did I put it today? Oh, I'll change that now while I remember, otherwise I will forget. Give me 1 second. 1 second. 1 second, Edward. Let me just double check what we're doing. That is scheduled for yes, you're right. I've got the wrong date on that. Let me edit that. Edit. Hi, I think you got the day wrong, says Duck. So I did. Let me edit that. Hang on. It's because I didn't change the day. I set it up earlier on. There we go. 1st of the April's 4:30. There we go. That is now changed. Thank you very much for letting me know. I hadn't even noticed. I hadn't noticed at all. I just set one up after the other, and I forgot to change the date. Good evening, says Stefan Last. 1 a.m. and wide awake, so thought I'd check in for a bit. Welcome, Stefan. Welcome. Won't be going for too long. I've only got 8 issues to do, so it probably won't take that long. But there is some wiring, so it might take hours. So yes, I'm going to be cracking on with this. If you've not seen one of these partworks before, it's basically you get each month a pack of 4 magazines and all the parts to go with the stuff to build. We've got parts 47 to 54. With parts 50 to 54, there's a freebie. This month we have received the Fast und Furious t-shirtings. It is a large. You don't get a choice, you just get a shape and a size. I assume everybody gets a large. It's quite a nice Fruit of the Loom, and it's a large. I've not tried it on yet. It's probably going to be a bit too small because I'm more of an extra large nowadays. With my slight belly and bits of man boobs, this large might not fit me, but it might fit Mama Fox. She's already inherited my Iron Man t-shirt and a couple of others, so yeah, that'll go for Mama Fox, I think. So we get this very nice Fast and Furious t-shirt that comes with, I think, issues 50 to 54. So we've got the magazines here. Now, I'm not going to go through the magazines like I would normally in a video, because the whole point of these videos is to show the building and stuff. If I go through the magazines page by page, you'll have read them all, and you need to subscribe to the partwork to do that. But if you've not seen them before, they always take the same format. They're always basically, they have film, fluff, and... look at that. Film, fluff, and lore relative to the films. And yes, I still haven't watched the films. I know, I still haven't watched any of the films, so I don't know any of this. Then they have a little bit of history of Dodge, specifically. 2006 Dodge Challenger concept. Yeah, a bit fatter than the old classics. The old ones were lean and mean, and the new ones are a bit more stocky and bullish. Then we have all the instructions for this particular episode or issue, and then we have, usually at the back, we have information about tuning or street racing or that kind of stuff. And this one is all about calipers. It's very clever, getting to grips with grip. You see grips because it's brake grips with the... Shut up. I've stopped talking now. So there's always a bit of blurb at the back about street racing and tuning, the whole tuning scene and how tuning do. I don't know anything about cars really, or the Fast and Furious, so it's all Greek to me. So we're just going to go through all these tonight and get these worked on. Totally Scale Models in. Steve is in. Welcome, Steve. Evening, morning. What are you doing, Fox? I'm doing 8 more issues of the Big Dodge Charger. Big Dodge Charger. Like and subscribe. Edward Leonard says gross models and fish slap. Hey Chris, hello evening. He says evening all, hello and good night. Yes, he was. I invited him along tonight if he wanted to join in, but he's going to bed. He's done his Hitman live stream, which just finished before I went live, and now he's going to bed, I suspect. So hello Chris, goodbye Chris. So, without further ado, let's crack on. If you are interested, I am using my own screwdriver. It is a screwdriver set available on my Amazon store. Links in the description below the video. And I've got this mat down. This is a Dodo Juice towel of some sort. detailing towel. It's one of the drying towels. I think it's called Dry Hard. The only reason I've got this down is I don't know if I'll be doing anything with bits of the bodywork tonight, and I've got this to avoid scratching the bodywork paint because it's beautifully painted and I don't want to scratch anything, so it helps keep the bodywork parts clean. So let's get cracking. I'm not sure what we're going to be doing. Get the screwdriver out will be a good start. You do of course get screwdrivers with these, but I tend to use my own. Although ironically for some screws, the preset built-in screwdriver is actually quite good sometimes. So yes, so we'll assume that's the right size screwdriver. I'll put that over there. I've also got all my little screws in my tidy box. I did find yesterday, a couple of days ago, I was going through one of my boxes under the workbench and I found a whole bag of AM screws. Now I don't know if these are AM screws from this or AM screws from Iron Man, but I don't have a memory of doing a partwork issue and be complaining that I didn't get any AM screws with it. But I must have done at some point and be like, I didn't send me any AM screws. I've got thousands of them anyway. So I don't know if I think they are from this, but I can't say for sure. So I'm going to keep them separate because they might be Iron Man AM screws and they might be different. I don't know. So we shall see. And of course I do have my little tiny pot of oil, which will come in handy if I've got to do any screws into metal, because it just makes it easier to drill the screws in or drive the screws in. So let's crack on. We'll start with, of course, sounds obvious, but we'll start with issue 47. I'll just put these this way round so that I can do them numerically. I'm going to go through them one by one. We'll try and get them all done tonight. I can't imagine it'll take too long. I can't imagine it'll be anything like putting 4 wings on an X-wing. That was a 3-hour stream of swearing and sweat, that was. Dodo Juice and Dry Hard don't sound right when used in the same couple of sentences. Yeah, Dodo Juice are a detailing company. They do like waxes and polishes and things, and towels and shampoos. Connecting the wires and testing the lights. Oh, what a great way to start. Now we do actually get some little supports in here as well. Let's get the parts out. What do we start with? Issue... which one is this? 47. Issue 47. I have checked. I do have all the right... Oh, there's a very bright light there. Let me just tone that down a bit. It's a bit annoying, isn't it? A bit overexposed. Careful now. Let's turn that off. Makes no difference at all. Oh well. Yes, I did check that I have all the right issues and all the right parts to go with them. Because with partworks, you can sometimes very occasionally find you've got like one magazine missing, or you've got 2 copies of one and one missing, things like that. So it's always worth checking these things. If you are doing a partwork with the Fanhome guys or D'Agostini, it's the same company, and you ever find that you've got an issue missing or some parts missing, just give them a shout. They're really good. The customer service is pretty good at getting things fixed for you and any missing parts. So let's get the bits out. Anyway, how are you all? I hope you are all fine and also dandy. I'm not doing too badly myself. I'm very warm. Very warm. Hopefully that will ease off throughout the course of the evening. As always, make sure there's nothing left in the bag. Nope. I have no box for rubbish. That was an oversight. Oh, Spangles. I'll just put it there for now. There we go, on the floor so I can slip on it. Yeah, so I hope you're all well. As always, don't forget, of course, if you're watching this and you've got the live chat, do join in the live chat. For the love of dog, I need to have things to talk about, and you'll help me talk about things. I'll do my best to keep up with the chat as best I can, but I will be busy obviously making things as well. But as always, first of all, the most important question, bench and belly. What's on? There's lots of crinkling by the way tonight, so apologies. What's on your bench and what's in your belly? What are you had for your dinner, or what are you going to have for your dinner, and what are you working on right now? What's your current buildy project or crafty project? Tell me with words in the typing area. Ooh, I was about to go, but I shall stay for some electricity, says Chris. Yeah, I thought you might. Now there's wires involved. I suspect you won't be given much torture, though. I don't think this will be too difficult. Now, we do get these supports as well, which is supposed to be... I've got books under there holding it up. But we've got these this time. It actually says somewhere in the magazine. Where does it say? It said somewhere, I read it somewhere, that you get these supports so that when it's like on a surface, the tyres don't get distorted and misshapen because of all the weight on them. I'm like, wouldn't that happen at any point in the future? You can't always have it on these little supports. I don't even know where these go anyway. see if we can see. Did they slot in somewhere? I don't even know. I'm sure they do slot into a really obvious place, but I'll sort that out later. For now, I'm not going to try tempting fate. Let's put that there. Right, so let's have a look and see. We should have 2 packs of these, and we should have a pack of CM screws, 4 of those, and 10 wires. So I'll put them over there. Here we go. Are we ready for the swearing and the wiring? Yes. I shall have a swig of tea first for the fortification of the nerves. Insert the connector on the wiring. I need to bring the car over here, don't I? Oh, hang on a minute. 1 second, Pops. I need to move things around now. This is where everything falls off and I lose all my screws. I'm going to close that lid for safety purposes. When I say safety, I mean lack of stupidity, embarrassing stupidity purposes. Right, so I need to put this here. I'll take it off the books. I'm not going to start farting around with them constantly. Right, I'll fart around with them anyway, never mind. Now, apologies if a lot of this is out of focus or goes off camera. As you'll no doubt expect, I'm going to be struggling with a large thing in the screen all the time. So, I'll do my best, but I'm sure a lot of this is going to be out of shot or out of focus. Right, so, it says, wirings for the brake lights, which will be, I assume, these red puppies here, 47A. So 47A is not that one. Okay, 47A is that. Okay. Insert the connection on the wiring for the brake in socket 1B. So this is 47A. I can see I'm going to need some tape here because I've got all these wires floating around and I've got no kind of tape to hold it all in place tidy. So I've used some tape before now to tidy them all away, so I'll get some tape out. Right, so where are we? Insert the connector on the wiring for the brake light 47A and socket 1B on the electronic control unit 46A. So that's 46A. This is what the only thing I don't like about wiring when you're at this point. Everything's just like loose and flopping around. It's just like Chris with your Enterprise. It's just wires hanging out everywhere. It's very messy. So this needs to go in that way, and it needs to go into socket 1B. Also, apologies if you all just end up seeing the back of my head all throughout the evening. Socket 1B. 1B is that one. That needs to go in there like that, you see? If I can get my hands around it. Very tiny. Matron. There we go, that's him. Yay, wiring done. I'm a genius. I can build houses now and things. So that's that one. The connector of the wiring for the headlights 47B, which is this one. I think. It's green and white in real life. I've got to try and do this knot, haven't I? Oh dear Lord. There's some kind of Gordian knot going on here. It's going to take a while. This may take I'm going to drop the exposure down a bit because it does seem a bit overexposed. A bit better. Right, I've got to try and untangle this. That's the trickiest bit so far, is untangling this Gordian knot of wires. They're green and white and they're making me think of Pacers, those little soft chews you used to get as a kid. This is real. How have they, what? There we go. Trying to be very gentle. Also, I'm conscious that you're probably not seeing any of this, but never mind. Yes, so how is everyone? I hope you're all well. Belly and Bench and all that. Bench, obviously, at the moment I'm working on this. And for Belly, Mama Fox wanted KFC again tonight. She had KFC last night. I'm not going to say no to her, but can't keep on doing that every night, young lady. Right, so this needs to be 47B. It'd be helpful if they actually labelled it, but never mind. It should have a cable like that and a cable coming off it. That seems accurate-ish. No, doesn't seem accurate at all. Okay, that's not that one then. So that's not that one. What? So the other one, which is this one, has 4 red lights on it. 47B. That doesn't actually match. Let's check. Right, so that's 4 lights. What does it say in the magazine with the parts? 47B is the green and white one. It just doesn't match the actual picture. Okay. That's weird. I'm sure I'm just missing something. So 47B is supposed to have wire connector lens connector, but it's actually got wire connector lens bulb. It should be wire connector bulb connector, not two. I think they've just got the image wrong, perhaps. Because according to the photograph, the diagram, that should be a bulb and that should be a connector. That doesn't seem right somehow. Ah, yes, but in the next image they show it as a bulb. Oh no, it is a bulb. It's just really okay. That's confusing. It's hard to tell the bulb from the connectors. Right, never mind. Right, so this goes into socket 1A. Thought I messed it up there. Socket 1A goes into there, which is that one. This is nice and easy, this elastic trickery. It's all like cunningly easily labelled and stuff on the motherboard, so on the little circuit board. There's nothing to get too confused about. So that's that one. I'm going to guess these are headlights. Those are tail lights because those are red. So I'm going to guess 47C goes into socket 1C. Right, I'm going to try and find socket 1C now. 1C is there. Yes, apologies if all you see is the back of my great big head. Can you help that? I've got to see what I'm doing. There's no real good place to put a camera when I'm doing these kind of streams on things this big. There's just no way to put it. So, but other than my enormous bonce being in shot, I hope you can all see and hear. Okay, just make sure those are pushed in. Okay, now. That's those 3. Check if the lights work properly. Turn the switch on the battery holder on. That's under there. There. Let's press a button. And no, not at all. I know. Oh, I see. Tail lights work. Just about. These ones don't seem to do anything. Is there a second switch I'm missing here? Oh, there's a switch on it. Is there a switch on it? No. Press the switch on the thing to realise the headlights and the dashboard lights. Oh, I see. Hang on. So, hang on. This one is... Oh, God, I forgot about that. Shut up. Shut up. Just loud thing. So that works the tail lights. Like little tiny Christmas lights. They're the tail lights. So this one should be the dashboard lights. Paradise by the dashboard light. Ah, there we go. The dashboard lights are connected with the same switch as the headlights. So that's that one. That makes sense because if it's a switch on the dashboard, you turn the headlights on the dashboard. Okay, that makes sense. Tail lights. I'm going to guess this is going to be a pressure switch. I'm going to guess, I don't know, but I'm going to guess that they have a little switch under the brake pedal, and if you press the brake pedal down, the brake lights come on. That would be really cool. Okay, so that works. Where are we up to? Let's see what chat's doing very quickly. Belly, chicken and mushroom pot noodle. Good man. JC Bricks and Builds. Chicken and mushroom pot noodle, which is of course the correct flavour. Bench, Lego Medieval Church. Paul Di Tommaso is in. Hey Paul. Hello everyone. Oh no, Fox is doing electricals. I've done them. They're dead easy. Belly, chicken, bacon, ranch, deep dish pizza, says Edward. Ooh. Bench, Lego type bricks, Liebherr R9800 excavator powered UP. Or up. That sounds good. Fox, pre-warning. Some of the cables you're attaching to Tesla you'll have to take out in future issues. That's alright. They're fairly simple to get to, so as long as they're simple to get to. James, shh, says Edward. Candygram's in. Welcome, Jeff. He says, oh, good. Just in time to see Foxx and electricity. Zap, Foxx, zap. Yeah, I mean, these are fairly... This is fairly... I mean, this kind of wiring, this isn't too bad. You can get to it, and it's dead simple. I mean, I might put little... Well, I don't even need to, but I was going to put little things on flags so I know which is which. But if you need to take them off again later, I'm sure that it'll be fairly straightforward. He says, being hopeful. Right, it says, once you finish testing the model cars... Why does it... It says, once you finish testing the model car's electronic functions, you don't need to say it's the model car, because it's not clearly a real car, is it? I don't know. It's strange the way they write this. Once you've finished testing the model car's electronic functions, turn off the switch on the battery holder, remove the battery holder cover and the 3 batteries. Oh, really? End of this session, put the chassis on the supplied stands to prevent the tyres from deforming. Well, does that mean... But do you have to do that everywhere? And it also doesn't say where to put the stands. So I need to take the batteries out now, so I'll just do one last quick double check. That's the headlights and the dashboard lights. Paradise by the dashboard light. That is the tail... I've lost it. That's the tail lights. Yeah. And much as ever, I'm going to regret this. Makes me jump even when I'm expecting it. I have to say, the quality of the sound on that chip is not... It's not the best. Right, so it said... What did it say? Oh, hello, something happened. Gross Model says, become a channel member. In fact, it's just a reminder. He's been a channel member for 22 months, and he says, leave the batteries in. Does that make a difference? I don't know. So it says, press the switch on the wiring for the brake light 47A to increase the intensity of the rear lights. What? Press the... What? That's the... Press the switch on the wiring for brake light 47 to increase the intensity of the rear lights, or to switch them on if the... What? Hang on. Which is which now? 47A is that one. Press the switch on the wiring 46C to turn on the rear lights 47C. 46C is the white one. Press the switch on the wiring 46C, which is that, to turn on the rear lights, the headlights and the dashboard lights. Oh, it turns the brake... Oh, I see. Right, that turns the brake lights. I wasn't even looking, was I? So the brake lights come on by default, and then if you press the brake light button... Oh, they get brighter. I don't know if you can see. So the brake lights are on, and then pressing the button there makes them brighter. So my guess would be that they're on by default, and then there'll be a pressure switch under the foot pedal. That'd be cool. Very confusing the way they wrote that. Right, so it says take the batteries out. You have now finished wiring the lights of your model car. Thank God for that. That was very simple. Keep the unused cable clamps safely for use in the next assembly stage. Well, there's no harm at all in having all these wires lying around, is there? Not at all. So what I shall do is I shall be very tidy. Maybe tidy. No. This is the only thing I don't like about this, when you've got like wires just dangling around everywhere. It's very messy. I shall take the batteries out as what I have been told. You'll want to test it again soon, says Chris. How do you know? You've not even built this. Oh, yes, you have. You have. I forgot you're doing this one, haven't you? You're ahead of me. Okay, I'll leave the batteries in then, shall I? Okay. Yes, I forgot you're doing this. I was about to say you're doing the Ghostbusters one, but you're doing this as well. I forgot you're doing this one. Right, so we'll just leave these batteries just sprawl, and these wires just sprawled like erratically, shall we? It's very messy. I don't like that. We've got a load of screws that I've not used. Okay. So I think that's everything. Yes, that is everything. Cool. Put the chassis on the supplied stands. Chris, did you ever see where you're supposed to put the chassis stands? Like, is there a mark in the chassis where these little stands are supposed to go? Because I'm not seeing it. Where's the chassis? Where's my little... You've got a little raised bit there, like that. I'm not seeing where they're supposed to key into. Do they have a specific key point? They probably do, I'm just not seeing it. Because they've all got to be the same height, haven't they? So. Also, it's really hard to see anything on a black floor pan when it's not in the light and everything's black. It doesn't actually say where they're supposed to lock into. There's no little recesses that I can see. Where are they supposed to go? You do not tell me this in your words. You just say use them, but I do not know how to use them. Unless it's just literally got to just balance by luck and a prayer. But then how do you make sure they're all the same height? They're a very specific shape as well. They're stepped higher than... Does it go like that? What? What you talking about, Willis? Unless they're supposed to sit like... This can't just be me being special. They just sort of go on the corners. I wouldn't worry about them. What, like the corners up like that? Or I've just been resting on the book, to be perfectly honest. But it does make me a little concerned if it says put them on these to stop the tyres getting deformed. Well, you can't keep them on them forever. And this is only going to get heavier, so I don't understand the concern there. Because once you finish building it, it's still going to be sat on its tyres. I don't understand. I don't understand now what that means. I don't understand the words that you're using. I'll put that over there. Carefully trying not to trap any wires. Yes, I forgot you're ahead of me, Chris, so thank you for the advice there. Most excellent. Oh, did up to 54 earlier today. Oh, jolly good. Right, so that's all the wiring done. I've done electrics. I'm a genius. I can build the Enterprise now. Yes, no problem. I can't. I will never, ever, 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 ever do that Enterprise. Not ever. Right, so that is issue 47. Complete. Rounds complete. Issue 48. Cashier number 4, please. Square peg placement stumps the internet. Well, it's the way they've got a little... It's the way they're very specifically designed. Like that. They've got a step to them. Like that. And they've got that... And it's like... So they're specifically designed for something, but they don't tell you what. It's like they have to go in a specific place. Brilliant. Where? I'm not going to tell you. Okay. Thanks. Very odd. Plus, I couldn't put them on them in here anyway because it's not a flat surface. Now, I've got some schmutz on my lenses, so I need to wipe my glasses. Right, so we'll get that cleaned off. So, how is everyone? I hope you've all been well. What have you all been up to? I, again, this week had lots of painting plans to work on the Imperial Knight, but sadly, just real life and stuff again has got in the way this week a lot, so I haven't had a chance to do anything. Ramon Campos, the front man. Don't know anything about that. Attaching the wires to the chassis. Aha. Dodge Dart, 63 to 1976 model. So we're back with the wires. Right, here we go. Then I have stuff about a new look with wrapping. Ooh. Before I left the job that I had, God, that's bringing back unpleasant memories. Before I left the job that I was working in when I was doing detailing, we sort of moved things around quite a few times, and by the end of it, we were sharing workspace with this little company that did like vehicle wrapping, so like protective films and carbon fibre films and things like that, and tinting windows. And watching the guy actually wrap cars with protective films. This guy here is putting on like a matte film. This guy there is putting on like a matte film to make this car go from white to matte black. But yeah, I've seen them do that, and I've seen them do like just clear protection films, and it's amazing to watch them do it, because it's just like, you know, we get sweary when we have a complicated decal. That's nothing compared to when they wrap an entire car. It's just absolute hardcore hardness. Right. So let's have a look. 1 second. Sending me messages. All right. Anyway, right. So yes, let me go back to chat. So where are we up to? So with this one, more wiring. Yeah. So vehicle wrapping. I never. That was well beyond anything I would have ever wanted to do. So for this, pieces for this stage. Dirty great big floor pan. I think I can safely say I've got that part. Congratulations, you've got the part. What? So, we should have the big floor piece. You're a floor piece. And 4 little hooks. I'm going to guess this is fussy tidy work. Again, I don't know, I've not done it yet. I'm going to guess we're tidying cables up. Apologies in advance for all the crinkly noises that will now ensue. So floor pan and 4 little hook things. I shall make sure there's nothing left in the plastic. No. That can go there. Nothing left in the bag. Nope. Always check your little plastic bags and things, because sod's law is when you're building something, there's always one little tiny component that's fallen out and it's in the plastic film or something. So that is the floor pan, the interior floor. Again, this car is a stripped out light runner, so yeah, this hasn't. I do wish it was a full car with all the seats, but hey, never mind. Assembly area. We had Burger King for dinner, says Paul Di Tommaso. I had the double Whopper combo with fries and Coke Zero. Nana Sunrise, hey Nana Sunrise. Had the single Whopper combo with fries and root beer. Kieran had a Whopper Junior combo. Well, Mama Foxx wanted her balls and mush. Start again. Balls and mash, which is the popcorn chicken balls, and one of the mashes. She likes that. So we placed the order, and of course they screwed it up as they always do. So basically, Mama Foxx got her chicken balls and a portion of chips, and my chicken tower burger, fillet burger, turned into and 2 portions of fries and gravy turned into a burger. Yeah, I didn't get any fries or gravy. So I had a few chicken balls and my burger. It was like, oh God. I've had more refunds through Just Eat from our local KFC because they're inept teenagers than anything. I don't know. Right, so lenses on. Let's see what we've got to do. Pass the wire for the... Oh, hang on, we've got to bring this back now, haven't we? Ooh. Right, pass the wire for the rear lights between the 3 pairs of screw holes located on the yada yada yada. Okay, so... right, so what I need to do... I need to get the other magazine because I need to know which are which of these little things, don't I? So 47D are the small cable tidies. Where are they? 47D are the small ones and 47E are the big ones. So I shall make a little note. 47D, 47E. There you go. 47, get your 47 here, free for £1. I'll put that blade away for safety porpoises. Right, so I need to turn this sideways or over or something. Hang on, I need to turn it, bring it back over here. Bring it back, bring it back, bring it back to me. Bom, 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 bom. Bom, 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 de bom, de bom, bom. Right, so, try that again. Place the wire for the rear lights between the 3 pairs of screw holes located in the middle and rear sections of the chassis. So it needs to go between... Which is the one for the rear light? Which one does it mean? Oh, it's already a mess. Look, it's already tangled up. Oh, it's all gone wrong. Right, it's the one coming from this one. So it's these puppies here. It's in the back of my head again, isn't it? So it's these, and apparently these as well, which at the same time insert the battery, the wire holder battery between the first 2 pairs of screws. Well, this is getting confusing. Right, so 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this one needs to go between... What's it now? Who shot who with what now? Between those two. Those two. I'm assuming I've got to try and get it to fit flush as well. And them through there. Actually, very lackadaisical. And then it's going to go through between those. Okay, that makes sense. At the same time, insert the wire from battery holder yada 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 into the first 2. So that's between that one and that one. Okay, so this makes sense. I see where this is going now. Right, so this is then going to say put on the protectors. Right, I've got you. So 47D, I need 3 47Ds. Where's my things gone? So 47 D. So that's 3 of those. Luckily, we actually get 3. And I will need 2, 4, 6 CM screws, which is the ones we got there. CM screws made to make your life juicy, or something. I don't know. 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. He said 6, I know. 1. Yeah, so I've not had a lot of time this week again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've basically got bugger all done on the Imperial Knight, which is very frustrating. So let's get back in there. Get back in there. Right, this is the right size screwdriver. We'll need a little bit of oil on these because these are M screws. They're metal screws. And we need to basically cover up the little things here. I like this little cable tidies. So that's going to cover up there. So let's get a CM screw. To prepare the pot of oil happiness. Just the tiniest touch, the tiniest molecule of oil. And then I'll fumble the screw, make a mess of it. There we go, perfect. Loosely put that in. Do another. Again, apologies if all you're seeing is the back of my head. That's how a fox do when it's one of these live streams, I'm afraid. That goes in there. Now this doesn't need to be super tight or anything. It's just a cable tidy. But I'll do it finger tight because you never know. It might need to sit flush with something on top of it. So that's going to go there. Now I need to make sure these are pulled taut. In the diagram, it actually shows it kind of like that. I know you can't really see that, but it shows it kind of not flat against the surface, but I don't quite trust that, to be perfectly honest. Doesn't seem quite right to me. Have a cable sticking out that far. Doesn't seem quite right to me, that I don't know. I don't like it. No, sir, I don't like it. So we'll put this one on. We can pull them taut as we need to anyway. We shall apply this one. I know you can't see anything, but hey, that's the way these things go. That one there like that. And also the second in the other hole. Just make sure I'm not trapping the wires. Don't need to be super tight. Just doing a finger tight. That's me. I should have put the camera on the other side, shouldn't I? I always think of these things afterwards. There we go. Lovely. That could stand to be a little tighter. Really kind of should have done the green one on the other side, shouldn't I? Really? Yeah, let's turn that round. I've got the green one on the wrong side there. Doesn't really matter, but for the sake of neatularity, let's just flip those over. For the sake of the OCDs, I'll put the green on that side. There we go. Get out. There. Trying to put a screw in with my left hand. It's never going to end well. There we go. Whoops. La 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 la. Oh no, that's a bit neater. There we go. That's less annoying. It's the right way around. Oops. There we go. And now this one goes down. What? Oh, I can't get around there because there's a screw thing. So that's going to go through there. And this one just sits kind of half-assed like that, really, sort of. Okay. I get the feeling there'll be a bit of generous taping going on later on. And the last one just sits across that bit there, so that's not too bad. I'll put that one on. Could do with one of these for the pretend brake line that's underneath on the chassis, because that's a real mess. Little loosely hanging down cable. I had to put a piece of tape on it just to stop it loosely hanging down. Tiny touch of the oil. Now I know Chris and Colin mock me openly about the use of oil, but I saw other people do it and I tried it, and it really does make screws into metal just a little bit less effort. And anything that makes life a little bit easier is okay in my book. Be nice if that could have got under there, but never mind. So that's going to sit in there. And these will hang out the back, matron. The cables will still move even after the holders are on. Yeah, that's true. They're not actually tight in. It's just stopping them flopping about, basically. I had 15 chicken nuggets, says Dorcosaurus. Oh. I had sandwich earlier with some of my newly discovered Coleman's mustard on it. Delicious, says Jeff. How much mustard and what was on the rest of the sandwich? I was just going to say that, Chris, says Edward. Yep. Make sure to eliminate all the wire twists. It makes the electrons dizzy. I started reading that seriously and then realised we were just talking nonsense. Stop it, Candygram. Not really. Yeah, I'm not that stupid. I'm stupid, but I'm not that stupid. There's a cup of tea. Actually, I am that stupid. What am I talking about? Right, what's next? Next, I'm going to guess we have the other side. Group together the following wires between the pairs of screw holes. Right, okay, this is going to be basically all the other wires. Group together all the wires, all of them, every single one. So we want, literally all of them, all of the ones from around here. Everything except that yellow one needs to be. Okay, that makes sense. So that's these are all tangled up now. It's all tangly mangly, mangly tangly. Oh, let's try and get these all straightened out. You know, like when you get your headphones and they've all got knotted up. This is that exactly, but just with more delicate electronics involved. Right, so we want. What do we want? Scruffy McGruffy. When do we want him? Now. So. Okay, so these all need to go through these two first of all. I can do that. I can do that. It literally is basically all the wires. All of them. All. No exceptions. That goes in there. That one needs to go there. It's a little bit higgledy-piggledy. Higgledy-piggledy. And that one on top of that one. Okay. I can do this. I can do this. See, it always looks a lot neater in there. I've not even got my bits out yet. Get your bits out. Always looks a lot neater in their diagrams. All the wires nice and straight and flat. And it's like, yeah, that's not reality. You know that's not reality. That's not how cables work. Kashit knows many things about cables. At least 3 things. And I want more CM screws, don't I? Do I? Yes, CM, right, 6 of those again. 6 more screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. So this is going to go in there. I think we'll do this one at a time because I can't get the cables to stay in place if I don't. They kind of go through, they list all the wires, and it's like you really could have just said put all the wires, all the rest of the wires into place. Right, so that can go there. So we need to do some clamputations. Some which was comprised of, and then I wasn't able to read the rest, so I shall come back to that in a moment. I'm sure this will all look neat and wonderful when I'm done, but unfortunately, neat and wonderful aren't usually words that I get to use in many cases. So we can do this by hand first of all. No, not at all. It's not going to happen. Mini, bitty. Yeah, camera's in just the wrong place. Right, you need to go there and then stay there. I need to put a screw in there. Cunningly, lock it down. Lock it down. Preferably with the wires underneath it. There. And then it spins round. You swine. Swine that you are. I can go there. Yeah, so I've got that like big bag of AM screws that I found in under the table, and it's like I don't remember finding myself not having or having a missing bag of AM screws at any point. It's kind of weird. Never mind. I clearly had enough as a surplus that I was able to carry on with whatever it was. So that's there. It might be worth me putting a little bit of extra tape down there if I need to, if it's sticking up too much. That's always an option. Little bits of tape. I mean, these aren't designed to keep them under control. They're just designed to stop them flopping out everywhere and keep them all nice and neat and tidy. But I must get some electrical tape. I've only got masking tape. So that's there. And then it needs to carry. So it's white, red and white, black, green and white and green. Oh, ball magnets. I missed that one out. I forgot that one, Mum. Oh, I left one out. Give Patron. There, get in, get in. Get under the thing, right. There's always something I miss, isn't there? There's always something that goes a little bit wrong. There we go, right, you get under there. Good lad, that's the way you do it. There you go. I knew you could do it. I had faith in you. There we go. There we go. Lovely. Lovely. Not as neat as it shows in the magazine, but neat enough. So then we need to do the same again with this cable tie here. They have them in a certain order. They have it as white, red and white, black, green and white, green. So it should be. Now I've not followed that quite here, but so it should be white, red and white somehow, black, green and white. Green and white? There isn't a green and white one. No. White, red and white. There we go. Right, red and right. That's not white. That's green and white. You spoon. It's white, red and white, black, green and white, green. Doesn't really matter, I suppose. But it's nice to try and keep them in some sort of semblance of order. Keep them slightly civilised. Very civilised. Because ultimately I'm just going to push them all down like this and get them squashed anyway, so it doesn't really matter, I don't think. Meh. Don't like the black one being all twirly-whirly. So that goes there. It's never going to be as neat as it looks in the magazine, let's be honest. That's all CGI. That's not realistic. So this needs to go on top there, like that. I'll do that side first because it's lined up. There we go. Trying to think of what we can talk about. Give me something to talk about in chat. This is the downside of being a solo stream, you see. I've kind of got out of the hang of doing solo streams. So I don't know what to talk about. It's not very neat, I suppose, that, but hey, it'll do. White, red and white, black, sort of, green and white, green. Yeah, near enough. It's they're wires and they come out in places. There you go, that's all you need to know. There's one there. I'm sure they don't need to be in exactly the right lineup. As long as they're tidy, that's all that matters. A little bit not tidy. That white one's a bit. There we go, it's better. It's not beautiful, but it will do. And then the last of not least, they all seem to have the third set of screws, which is there. And then they all hang loosey-goosey at the end. Okay. Knew a girl like that once. Oh, got a sniffly nose. Hang on, let me just wipe my nose, because my nose has exploded. Thank you. La 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 la. Ooh. There we go. So now we have one more to do. And it's just a similar thing. Just jam the cables in there. I'm not going to start worrying about whether they're not in the right order. I can sort that out in a moment. Do 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 do. Which one's going to be going first? That one, I think. At that end. So, Chris, I've been watching bits of your Ecto 1, if you're still with us, but what your Ecto 1 and your DeLorean. Which has got the most complex wiring would you say? The Ecto one or the DeLorean? Or do you not know the Ecto one yet that much? Are you not quite into the wiring yet? I have to say, I did see World of Wayne's video, and he put the beacons and lights on the Ecto one. He put it up the other day. Good God, that thing's loud. It's like he turned the lights on. I was like, wow, that's terrible. What's that nonsense about? Like a drill. Right, so what we should have is 46C, which is that one. And then it should be the bit with the headlights, with the dashboard lights. There. We should have the green minty lights. Minty lights of the purest green. We should have green switch and black switch. There we go. Cool. Jolly good. All jolly good. There we go. There's a bit of play in them. So that's all good and goodly. I should just double check everything still works. Now I've put screws and things in. Yeah, good job I didn't take the batteries out. Good job I listened to you, Chris. I always knew you were a good lad. Where's my switch? I can't find my switch. Where is it? Can't find my button. There it is. Yep, they work. And the tail lights are on. Tail light button. Yep, and this one, I hate doing this. Oh! I always forget how loud it is. Good God. It might sound absolutely brilliant once everything else is on top of it, but that engine idling sound. If you've got access to Arduinos and you know what you're doing, you could easily replace that sound chip. I reckon. Right, so that's that tidied a little bit. It's a little bit tidier. Then, attaching the wires to the chassis, and now we've got, oh I see, what happens now then? You need to insert two of the hooks 48B into two holes of the floor pan. Okay, let me slide this back again. Hop-ha, this away, hop-ha, this away, that away. Oh, put that there. And now we bring in the floor pan, yeah. It is the place where you cook the floor. Oh. Hey, you pay peanuts, you get bad jokes. What can I say? Chris left it like 5 to 10 minutes ago. Oh, right, I am off now for real. Good luck with the button fitting issue 51. I shall watch you suffering on playback tomorrow. Now you tell me. God damn it, I wish you hadn't told me that. Oh, I don't want to know about that. Sandwich was comprised of lunch meats, lettuce, tomato, cheese, and a tiny amount of Coleman's very thinly spread on the bread. Now you need tons of mustard. LMAO, Chris, nice finish. Yes, thank you. Orc electrons go faster in red wires. If you put the red wire next to a black wire, it cancels each other out. True. I shall take that as actual electrical fact. So, what we need to do? Two of the hooks 48B into two of the holes in the floor pan 48A next to the transmission tunnel. So it's there and there. Okay. I can do that. I'm doing that now. That is what I am doing now. Now doing that I am. I only want two of them there. Which way around do they go? Does it show? It doesn't actually clearly show which way around they go, but I assume their spinularity is a potential. That's one hook. Hello, something happened. Candygram from Mongo has become a channel member. Ooh, for 11 months, it's an anniversary. This message was free. Yay, free things are great. Thank you for being a member, Candygram. You and Chris. Don't forget, folks, if you would like to support my channel and keep it alive, there are several ways you can do that. You can become, as those guys did, a channel member by pressing the join button underneath any one of my videos. You get access to the members' channel messages and things like that. I will do some member exclusive content, and you get access to the Zoom 24/7 off-air hangout, video hangout. Also, you can become a patron by going to patreon.com/modelmakingguru. The address is just down there at the bottom of the screen. And that way you can also support the channel, keep the lights on, and you also get access to the live 24/7 hangout and access to exclusive stuff as well. Right, so that is issue 48 done. So we'll put that to one side. Issue 49. Let's have a look and see. Speeding through tunnels. I knew a girl like that once. The Dodge Hemi Charger concept. Ooh, that's interesting. We've got to do some bits and bobs on the floor pan. Getting creative with dipping. Ah, yes. Oh, Canning from Mongo. I can't read that, unfortunately. There we go. Canning from Mongo, $3. This message was not free. Oh, Jeff, thank you very much. You're very, very kind. That's a super chat, by the way. You can see it on my chat window there. That's what a super chat looks like. So I can't miss super chats. Also, it makes the noise and everything else. Hey, this message was not free. I'll just put them tail lights there out of the way. In this one, I think we're installing the gear lever. Or gear lever, as our American cousins might say. Hop ha this away, hop ha that away. Right, so put the floor pan there. Floor pan. Let's get the parts. This is issue 40, what? 49. I wonder if the gear lever's movable. That'd be kind of cool. Elgatoir21 is in. It says hello in chat. Welcome, Elgatoir21. Welcome. Not seen you in chat before. Thank you for coming along. I'm afraid it's just me on my own tonight. Working on my Dodge. Working on my Dodge Charger. Like and subscribe. Now I will have to go off for 10 minutes or so soon because Mama Fox is going to want to go to bed soon. I'll have to go and get sorted out. So, but when I do, I'm not going to finish the stream. I'll just put it on the back in a minute screen for 10 minutes. So do bear with me when that happens. What time are we on now? 1 o'clock. It will happen at some point. Yes, to the gear stick is movable, says JC. Oh, cool. I don't know why it would make me happy if it is. I don't know why. It's not going to do anything with it, but it seems only right that the gear stick will be positionable. Right, let's have a look and see. Place the shift gate 49C on the centre console 49D and join the two components using two AP screws. Oh, hello, more things. Edward Leonard, $5, a moist super chat. Hang on. Moist. Oh, another one. Edward Leonard super chatted. Oh, okay. Angus Allett, another member thing. Hello, Fox and all. Welcome, Angus. Angus Allett, a member for 20 months. There's a little anniversary thing for you. All the coloured boxes today. Look at me chat. It's full of them. Look. All the coloured boxes. Thank you very much to both of you. Welcome, Angus. Nice to see you. G'day, bro. G'day, bro. Right, where are we? So I've got to do the thing with the attaching. So it's this way round. And is that chiral? Does it really matter? Yes, it needs to be that way around. There we go. Oop, and then drop it. Dropping it's always the requirement. It's a very professional thing to do, dropping it. Ooh, look at that. Winters Racing Transmissions, it says. Winters Racing Transmissions. So that needs to go on there and is joined with two AP screws. AP, CM. That's the gear knob thing. AP screws. It's the Associated Press screws. So don't forget, folks, because I'm by myself tonight, for the love of dog, please give me things to talk about. So ask me questions in chat, anything you want. No religion or politics, but other than that, ask me anything. Most things are fair game. Hey Angus, says Edward. Oh, Angus Allett does a $20 super chat as well. Burp, a blurp, he says. Thank you very much, Angus. You're very, very kind. Bless you, my friend. That's very, very kind of you. My cushion on my chair is disappearing. Hang on. I'm fighting with my chair cushion. Thank you very much, Angus. That is very, very kind of you. You're a lovely fella. It's not true what they say about you. You really are a lovely fella. Right, let's get these two AP screws in. Zwei AP screw. No oil on these because it's just going to plastic, so it doesn't need oiling. It needs a darn good oiling, if you ask me. Do. Yes, thank you very much for your super chats. It's a very good way to keep the channel alive. It helps keep the channel going because I do this for a living. Don't forget, this is my job. This is my business. So anything that helps with that is fabtabulous. How does this? So this now we need this stick. When you're working with small pieces like this gear shift lever, it's a good idea to work on a white sheet over a box. This will help you find the part if you drop it. Wise words. Wise words. So this... Insert the thinner end of the gear lever before it enters the corresponding housing using the centre console. Ensure that the ball at the opposite end fits snugly into the housing. So this little tiny ball. Look at my ball. It's most impressive. Fits snugly into the housing. Then put the gear knob onto the gear lever. I've not got my knob out. Hang on, let me get my knob out. There we go. I'm disappointed the gear knob, first of all, has a dirty great nub on the end. Let me just denub the knob. Oh dear. I'm also gutted it hasn't actually got the gears printed on it, but yes, it's got like a great big nub on the end of it. Let me just sand that down a bit. It's going to look a bit weird, but hey, I don't mind it looking a bit matte as long as it's not got a dirty great sprue attachment point on it. Right, there we go. Besides, it just looks a little bit worn, like it's been used. There you go, that's my logic. I have toyed with the idea of weathering this, you know, once it's finished. Now, obviously I've already built the engine. I have no desire to take any of this apart again once it's done. So, theoretically, what I should have done, if I intended on making it look used, was weather the engine before it got covered up in, you know, body and chassis, but it's too late now. So I probably won't weather it. I'd be tempted to maybe do a light misting of a Tamiya buff on the underneath and on the sides, just to give it a dusty look. But I don't know. It probably doesn't need it. It probably wouldn't work. It would probably ruin it, to be perfectly honest. Okay, I'll put the gear knob on there. Oh, there we have the gear knob. Ooh, that's easier to sand as well, actually. There we go. So that is now the gear knob on. That's a very strange gear shift. Is that like park, drive, and neutral rather than actually first, second, third, and fourth and fifth? Attach the piece you've just assembled to the middle of the floor pan, ensuring it faces the same way as in the illustration. Floor pan illustration. So it needs to go. So that little silver ball sits in that little recess there. That's quite good. Oh yes, and you see you can. It's very loose, but it doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. Secure the centre console with 2 AP screws, which will go under there. You see, lovely. Let's get these in. Do 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 do. If I was doing any kind of weathering, I don't know, you see. If you're going to do weathering on this, it's how much you want to do it. If you want to make it look like it's been driven around a lot, then you need to do all of it. The engine wouldn't necessarily be clean, but I don't know if I can go that far. But then it's things like the interior. You'd want to try and make it not look like plastic and more look like an actual car interior. But to be honest, I don't think I will. I think we'll just leave it as is. Because you'd have to take the whole damn thing apart again, and no, I don't want to do that. I'm really enjoying this build, I've got to be honest. Apart from this one AP screw that doesn't want to tighten up. No, it's in. It's in. It's good. We're good. So we've got a gear shifter there, which is a bit loose. Oh, it don't matter. It's a very satisfying noise. It's a rubbish car noise, I know. Oh, my lenses fell off. G'day, Edward, says Angus. Dorkosaurus will be back in a few minutes. Make the gear knob into an 8-ball Fox, says Angus. Ooh, I could do something with that. See, I'd be very tempted. That's the one thing I could potentially do is, like, when I finish building it, forget the fact it's Fast and Furious and just treat it like any other model and weather the crap out of it. But again, I probably have to take it apart, so yeah. Leave it alone, Fox, and sell it after you're done. I'd love to. I'd hate to think about how I would ship an 8 kilogram car that long, though. Yeah, that gives me the yips. Not because it's expensive, because you include that in the asking price, but because the chances of it getting where it's going without being destroyed when it's that big and expensive, no. It's like I thought about, my plan was to obviously like build these and when I finish them sell them like the X-Wing, but it's getting them anywhere. So the price isn't the problem, it's the physical shipping them somewhere. Then it says, join the middle section of the transmission tunnel. Transmission tunnel! By inserting the tube tabs into the corresponding slots. 49E, so that goes there and there. Like, what? Like who with what now? You mean from underneath? Perhaps. No? Wait. Wait. What? I'm not understanding this craziness. There. That is not making any sense. Also, was not the right way. There we go. Helps if you do the right way around, Fox, you trumpet. Oh, do you know? One of these days I'll make a correct decision. What did I say about this stream only being an hour? I don't know. Yeah, I'm rubbish. Even when I'm doing simple things like this, I do it slowly. A couple of screws in there. Transmission tunnel. Tunnel of the transmissions. Oh, she kicked me in the transmission tunnel. I was walking funny for hours. Oh, it really hurt. There we go. That's the transmission tunnel in. Lovely. Looking very transmission-y and tunnular. Turn the floor pan over and attach the middle section. Oh, do what I've just done, basically. You have now installed the gear lever and the middle section of the transmission onto the floor pan. Most impressive. And that will eventually sit there like that, you see. La la la. Very nice. Right, so that is issue 59. We're getting towards issue 51, which Chris told me was going to be a nightmare. Let's see what issue 51 is. Issue 51. What we're doing in issue 51. Brake light switches. Okay, I can see how it might be a little bit fiddly. Maybe. We shall find out. We shall find out. I'm sure it's not that bad. Right, anyway, we're on issue 50 now. Fox, didn't Mama Fox tell you not to stop playing with your stick? Never works. Yeah, you have to build a foam box for it, then it will survive. Not box, but insert for a box. Insert for a box. Yeah, I mean, it's the kind of thing where you'd have to cobble together a lot of like spare packing foam, or you'd have to have a lot of bubble wrap. I would use like a, when I send models, I use them plastic, like the really useful box company plastic storage boxes, because they're really good for things like that. Unfortunately, is that actually resting on that book at all, or is it just floating in midair? What's going on there? Unfortunately, I don't think they work as well with something, because this is going to be like 8 kilograms when it's finished. It's going to be a big chunky boy. Yeah. Right, next issue. What have we got? Quickly whiz through. Phoenix or Phoenix, the opposite of Toretto. Quarter mile of time. I don't want any of that. The 1914 Dodge Model 30. And we are assembling the fire extinguisher. Now, I can sense, I suspect I'm going to get a bit of modeller's OCD here. Because I suspect there's going to be a, let me get rid of these screws, a seam or a mould line that I can't get rid of. Why did they give us 2 CM screws that we never actually used? It's weird. In that last issue, 2 CM screws, we never actually used them. What have we got? AP screws, put them in there. AP screws! AP screw sounds like a oh. That'll be the mother. That'll be the mother. I shall be back in about 10 minutes. I'll put on the back in a minute screen. Don't go anywhere. I will return presently in about 10 minutes or so. So back in a minute. Please be patient. And we're back. There we go. Mama Fox is all set off to bed now. Thank you very much for your patience, everyone. It only takes 5 or 10 minutes, but it's the best way I can schedule these streams is before Mama Fox goes to bed, and then spend 10 minutes sorting her out. Otherwise, I'd never be able to schedule streams, because I have to keep her in brews all day, and I can't go and make a brew every 5 minutes when I'm trying to stream. Although I did actually make myself a brew, so while I was there. Anyway, yes, so we're building the fire extinguisher. Welcome to EC Idaho, who came in while we were in the intermission. Building the fire extinguisher. And I think model making OCD is going to kick in here, because it's a 2-part bit. Yeah. And it's not like I can fill the gap in, is it? Without repainting it. Oh well, never mind. Never mind. There we go. So shouldn't think this will be particularly complicated. Join the front and back of the fire extinguisher 50B and C. Secure them with 2 AP screws. Yeah. How are you doing, EC Idaho? EC Idaho says, water closet break, or if I read, I get the answers. He obviously wondered what was going on and then just read the comments. Yes. So we need 2 screws of the A and the P. Come out. Get out. I'll just get all the screws. There we go. I'll just get all of them out, shall I? Why not? So these 2 go together like that. And yes, there's a dirty great gap right down the middle, but I don't think we're going to see that, to be honest. I think that'll be hidden away. 2 AP screws. Doesn't say where to put the AP screws, but I guess it's in that hole. Well, it does, but not very clearly. Again, no oil for these, because it's just plastic on plastic, or going into plastic. So I'll not tighten them very tight. Just put them in loosely. And then tighten them up bit by bit so they're nice and level. Try and minimise that dirty great big gap. There. It's as good as it gets. Dirty great big gap down the middle. Instructions for the fire extinguisher. If I had the magnification, I could actually read that, but I can't. It says Badger Fire Production. I know you can't see it, but it says Badger Fire Production. Right, so where are we up to? Bench and belly, EC Idaho. I know you weren't here. So there's no excuse. Bench and belly. What is in the bench and what is in the belly? Ah, das ist richtig. Press the pressure gauge. Pressure gauge, you say? Okay. Pressure gauge is really just a simple red shape. It'd be nice if you got a little sticker to put where the pressure gauge is, so it actually looks like a pressure gauge. I don't know if you get one later on. I don't know. There's probably an aftermarket kit that gives you that, I would guess. So that's that. Need the floor pan now, don't we? Let's put that out of the way. Get the floor pan you were working on the end of the last assembly stage. Floor pan. You can tell I'm losing it. Ask me questions, for the love of dog, please. Ask me questions. So I've got things to talk about. Right, 50A. Get the floor pan you're working with. Attach the fire extinguisher stand to the middle section of the transmission tunnel. I've got to just quickly fiddle with my gear knob. Fiddle with my knob. Ensuring it faces the same way as the illustration, which is that way, like there to see. Lovely. So it sits like that. Mount the fire extinguisher onto the base 50A so that it's this way round. Way, like there to see. Yes. And there's some red, not overspray, but it's not quite, the paint's not quite thick enough on that grip handle there. I could see myself adding a little bit of lead belcher to that and a little wash just to make it look a bit darker. Secure the components 2 AP screws from underneath the floor pan. The pan of floor. There we go. So we'll get the screw ready. Gentlemen, prepare your screws. One there. Nothing too complicated. I like to think I'm doing really well with this. I managed to, again, because the thing with live streams of partworks is that partworks tend to be easy, 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 and then one issue is a nightmare. Like with the X-Wing, it was all fairly easy until I had to install the wings. Then it became a nightmare, and I did that on a live stream, which was the worst thing ever because it was an absolute nightmare. Because I had to be leaning all over the place, and it didn't go well, and I was swearing, yeah. So, there you go. Now we have a fire extinguisher installated. You can still see the big seam, unfortunately. It doesn't hide it, but yeah, we'll live with it. So far with these, I've done a right simple assembly, which is always good in a live stream. The worst nightmare is it's complicated. But now Chris has got me worried. Align the two brackets 50E with the corresponding holes in the right side of the floor pan next to the hooks that you mounted in assembly stage 47. So it's here and here, okay. There and there. These are going to be seat mounts, aren't they? Mountage for the seatage. 2 AP screws in those. Yeah, so I'm hoping now that these is plain sailing for the next 2 or 3 issues, so I can just get this done tonight. But Chris has got me worried. Because the difficulty is, of course, when you're doing these kind of live streams, is that, oh, for once they've given me enough screws, but not more than enough. That's weird. The difficulty is that, like, I put the camera up there so you can see the whole workbench because I'll be doing stuff on the chassis and on the chassis and car itself. But at the same time, then I find out most of it's tiny little fiddly bits that you can't actually see me doing because the camera's in totally the wrong place. There's no real good way to do this when you've only got one camera. I've not got multi-camera, you see, so my computer will just explode if I try to do more than one camera. So these are plastic into plastic again, so I'm not using any oil. Just loosely putting the first screw in and then getting the second screw in, and then we're just tightening them up together. You never want to put one screw in and tighten it all the way. Whatever you're screwing together, if there's more than one screw, you want to not cross thread them, you want to cross tighten them so that you do one then the other. That way you avoid stressing any plastic parts and you avoid bending anything unnecessarily. If you've got something you need to screw in place and you tighten it too much at one, so you've got 4 screws, you do one of them too much, it pushes the other bits up, so you end up just breaking something. So just go the back and forth and tighten them up gradually. There we go, that's those in. Lovely. You have now attached the 2 brackets and a fire extinguisher and its base to the floor pan. Thank you for telling me what I've just done. And that concludes issue 50. So now we'll find out what all the fuss is about with this switch in issue 51, shall we? What are the titles of those paperbacks and were they good, says Candygram. They are Halo First Strike and Halo the Flood. There was a series of Halo books that came out in about 2000 and whatever. These are from 2003 for the Flood and 2003. First Strike is like the fall of... There's also one called the Fall of Reach. I think First Strike is like the start of it. Oh no. Can't remember how it works now. This is basically Halo the game in book form. The one called The Fall of Reach is the story before this, which takes place before, with the story of the Master Chief. And I can't remember what First Strike is. This is set afterwards, I think. I've forgotten now. It's been 20 years since I read them. It's been a long time. But they're quite good. They're really good, actually. They're pretty good books. I don't know if you can get them nowadays. It's an AP screw. I've got the Fall of Reach as well. I think the only 3 I've got. I got them all at the same time. I think those 2 books were the first. They were the first things I ever bought on Amazon. Now there's a thing. I think Amazon was around then. Yeah, it was. I think they were. I think Halo the Flood, which is basically the story of the game, is actually the first thing I ever bought on Amazon ever back in 2003. Just quick flyby while I grab some coffee. It says Panzer Cat. Hi all, and Burp the Cat. Hey, thank you. Hi Panzer Cat. Yes, I got the cat in Cyberpunk. And I decided I wasn't just going to call it whatever the cat's called in the game, Nibbles. I've called it Burp the Cat. So issue 51, a night race in Los Angeles. Car things, story things. I have no idea. The 2013 Dodge Dart. That just looks boring. It's just a boring car. It's not interesting in any way, shape or form. It's just modern day, boring, shapeless, formless nonsense. Installing the pedals and then keywords, extreme cleaning. Yeah, this is what I used to do for a living. Machine polishing, cleaning, waxing, claying. God, I'm getting flashbacks. This is basically detailing. This is what I used to do for a living. Auto detailing. I don't know what that machine polisher is. Created in the USA and recently becoming more popular in Europe, especially in England, car detailing is by definition everything that concerns the care of the car. Yes. Claying. Get rid of all your bits and bobs. Machine polishing. Yeah, I've done that. Been there, done that. Seeing if I can see the logo of that detailer there. See who it is. I can't see it. Ah, those were the days. Yes. Polishing cars. It's fun and not hard. It's not actually difficult, but it can be nerve-wracking if it's not your car. Yeah. That's what I used to do for a living for a good few years. Car detailing. Sort of. Right, installing the pedals. I need the bits for issue 51. For somebody that knows nothing about cars, the fact that I used to actually do car detailing comes as quite a shock to people. Yeah. Squishy hugs are going from Panzer Cat to Edward. Oh, I know what the other one was, Edward. No, I don't. You remember I said we'd do that for you? And there was a new one. I think it was like anemones. I think that was like an anemone. Or it could be a tube worm. That's like a tube worm. I'll shut up. Yes, when I first started doing the detailing stuff, it was fun doing detailing because it was basically, this is my job. I get to, like, do car stuff for my job. This is brilliant. But after a couple of years, it's like, I'm so bored. And I'm so sick of cleaning interiors and all that kind of crap. I was like, yeah, I'm bored now. That bag contains the world's smallest spring. Right, this may be fiddly. I suspect this is where I'm going to do some swearing. And this is where the camera's 100 miles away. So, let's find out, shall we? Right. The wiring and switch for the brake light attaches... Find the... Start again. Pull out the part of the wire and the switch and disconnect the end from the connector. What? Oh, okay, right. So, let's take the floor pan away. Right, find the wiring and switch for the brake light 47A attached to the front section of the chassis. So that is the black one, which is this puppy. I'll just turn it on to make sure it's the right one. So that should be the brake light one, which is this one, which does the brake light. If you remember, it puts the brake lights on. You can see them there go on, but they only go on when I press the button down. So don't take my finger off the button; they're off. And they're on anyway when you turn the main lights on. They're on. So if I put the main lights on, you can see the brake lights are on now, as are the headlights and dashboard lights. But if I press the brake pedal, so this is clearly going to attach the brake pedal, isn't it? So find the wiring and switch for the brake light, attach the function, pull out the part of the wiring with the switch and disconnect the end from the connector that joins it. Right, so that's going to be carefully done now. Very carefully done. Sweatily done. There we go, so that's that. Insert the brake light switch 47A into the slot between the two internal screw holes on the pedal cover panel. It is important that the piece faces the same way as in the illustration, so it needs to face that way. Yes, it's this way. What do we do with the little metal pins? That's the tricky bit. So it needs to go in like that somehow. What? And then it's held in place by the, okay. Right, so that goes in there with some bendage of the wiring, it seems. And it's held in place by this, like that. So that sits on there, that sits there. And that wire just gloms on the top. That doesn't seem to be very efficient at all. Okay, so that goes in there like that. Somehow. The wiring doesn't quite match what's actually shown. Okay, I can see what Chris was on about now. It's not quite that neat and tidy, my friends. Let's bend these pins a bit. The wire needs to go under the screw hole. Somehow. What? This makes no sense. Kajit is not sure how this is supposed to work. Basically, it just needs to stick out. So if we do that, let me get the screws ready. Hang on. Because the difficulty is the diagram here just shows the wires coming out of the switch box, but it's not. It's got two big metal pins that don't bend like the wire does. It's supposed to sit in like that, you see, but the wires don't quite do that. Ah, la 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 la, and we need two AP screws. Okay, AP screws. Well, if this is the tricky bit, it's not that tricky. It's a little bit fiddly, but it's not that bad. Christopher. As long as the switch is in the right place, I suppose it doesn't really matter how you jam it in under the cover. Except, yeah, that doesn't really want to go in. Okay, maybe it is that difficult. Okay. Do. So it's got these two bits here that stick out. It doesn't say what you're supposed to do with them. Doesn't seem to suggest they're even a thing that exists, which is weird. Let's bend that down there. Let's get my tweezers out. Get your tweezers out! I can put the wire under there, like that. That can sit on top. And that won't fit because of the metal bits. Yeah, there's two little metal things where you're supposed to jam them into circuit boards, but they're not actually counted in the diagram, so I'll just fold them underneath. That might make it easier. Hopefully it doesn't break anything. I mean, at the end of the day, if I screw it up and the lights don't work, I'm not really that fussed. It'll be an annoyance, but it's not the end of the world. This is supposed to go in straight, but if it doesn't go in straight, as long as it's in, I don't really mind. I know you can't see any of this. I do apologise. It needs to come out through that little gap there. Right, that then doesn't fit through there. This is quite tricky. What's catching? It does seem that the actual switch doesn't actually match reality in the diagram, doesn't match what you're actually seeing in reality, because the little metal pins. Very strange. Axeman, I could just cut them off, I suppose. You don't seem to need them for anything, but I'm loath to do that in case they have some sort of circuit-based function. I can bend them out of the way. Bend them around the screw grip, the screw hole. They don't seem to have a function. They just seem to be like, if you're attaching this to a circuit board, they might be important. Just try and bend them out of the way so they can go round the screw tube. That wire needs to... it's weird because there's two big... That's not taken account of. The two big metal clips for the wire that come out there, you see. They don't take account of that. Okay, now I see what Chris is on about. Yeah, it's not that easy. Doodle-doodle-doo. It's not super annoying, but it's just kind of fiddly, and you're worried that you're going to break something. Which I can see why that would be annoying. These two little metal attachment points are not counted in the diagram. Right, let's try that. I think it's just a case of just forcing it into place. I think we're good. I think we're on. Now I've got to find what I do with my screw. There we go. AP screw. So some bending of those little metal things was required there. That's a bit rubbish. I can still hit the switch. Yeah, so it doesn't take account. The diagram makes it out like the switch is just this square that fits perfectly in between the bits where it's supposed to go, which would be real. It would be good if that's actually what you had. It's not. Now what I'll do, I'll just plug this back in and make sure it still works, that I haven't screwed it up. Because there's a lot of wiggling there, and I don't like doing wiggling. Did I turn that off? Yeah, that's not working now. Hooray! Or is it? Nope, that's balked. Hang on, nothing's working now. What's going on now? Hang on a minute. Right, that's on. Oh, didn't mean to press that. God, it made me jump. Every time it makes me jump. One of those things has snapped. Okay, that's the brake thing. Knackered then. Okay, so the brake pedal won't work now. Never mind. Never mind. So that did not go well. The idea is that this button, as your brake attaches under your brake pedal, and then the actual pedal in the car would make it work. However, that's actually snapped off, unfortunately. Well. It's not the end of the world. I'll leave it in situ, in place. One of the little metal pins that the wire connects to has just snapped. So, well, not to worry. I say, I'm not really that fussed. It's not going to bother me that much, because it's not like I'm going to play with it. And in reality, once it gets all put together, I'll probably turn the lights on once, and then that'll be it. So, never mind. I'll leave it connected up anyway, just for the sake of putting things where they need to go. Shame, but never mind. I mean, I suppose you could. There probably would be a way to solder it, but the little peg is built into the tiny micro switch. So, unless you replace that switch, sadly, I think you're SOL on that. Oh well, never mind. Not to worry. They could have perhaps designed that little micro switch a bit better to fit better where it's supposed to go. But I'll leave the switch in here, because for all I know, if I don't put it in, then the brake pedal will be all flippy floppy and it'll look really weird. So I'll put it in anyway, just for completeness and to make sure the brake pedal's where it needs to be. Not to worry. Anyone who knows their electronics could probably quite easily, fix that or replace it. But I have no such knowledges of things of that type. So I shall not do that. There we go. Screw that one down. That's a shame, but not to worry. Were I an electronically minded man, I could probably easily find a replacement for that. But never mind. Never mind. Right, so that then needs to, pretending it works, get the floor pan. Get your floor pan here, 3 for £1. I'll turn that off. Did I turn that off? Don't press the green one. That's off. Good. Floor pan. Read the chat, says Edward. We're up to basically the word. Go by the colours, not the markings. The wires are wrong. Something woke me up like the voice of millions of people calling out in agony, says Chris. Put the holding brackets in first with a few screw turns, then put the switch to line. Okay, well, it's too late now anyway. Leave it kind of connected so the horn just goes off at random times. Read the chat, says Edward. I can't read the chat when I'm busy screwing things together, sadly. Chris, if you missed it, the switch broke, so that doesn't work now. But never mind. Yes, that was horrible because the little metal pins just get in the way. So that was a bit rubbish. So I see your pain on that one. Yes. It's not even now. It's not quite in properly, but never mind. So it doesn't really bother me. Right. So let's get the pedals in. Get the floor pan. Floor plan even. Floor pan, not floor pan. Plan. Shut up. Insert the brake pedal spring into 51D into the central slot. How is this? Let me just check ahead how this is going to go in. Let's see. Go by the colours, not by the markings on the wires. I'm not even sure what you're relating to about there. I know which the wire is. It's the brake pedal wire, but it's busted anyway, so never mind. Anyway, so which pedal is which? No, that's a question. That's the brake pedal, which needs to go in. That goes in there like... How? That goes in there like that. So that would sit in there with the spring. First, where's my little spring? Spring is sprung, the grass is riz. I wonder where the bird is. Yes, unfortunately, when I'm grappling with something and trying to get it to fit properly and panicking that I'm breaking it, chat is the last thing I look at, unfortunately. Right, so I've got I put the little spring in the hole. That might be easier. Put that on there. That sits on that little peg. Like there, to see. Goes in the hole. Ba-ding. Padding with the spring. I can see this being fiddly. Chris, tell him. It's too late now. I bust the wire, so there's no point stressing about it. Then we have this long pedal. Is there. These don't have springs, but then again, these don't need to do anything. That one goes there. They're all on the wrong side there. You Americans and your pedals on the wrong side. It's very strange. Spring doesn't have to do anything. Let me get that spring back. Where's me tweezers? He's already broken things. I know. Well, hey. It's just the brake lights. I don't mind. Yeah. Oh, where's my spring? There it is. Whew. Panicking. Nearly lost my... Oh, there it goes again. Let's just put the spring in the hole. Do it that way. There we go. Doesn't seem to really do much. Right, then insert the pedal cover to the floor pan. So that would sit, theoretically, there. That way? Yes. Would theoretically sit that way. Okay, there's a slight springiness to it. Yeah, and then that would press the button, you see. Foot tip brake lights. But only if I hadn't bust it. Oh, well, never mind. Can't be helped. Doesn't actually move that much anyway. There you go, see? Doesn't actually work that well as a switch. Also not actually lined up very well, that switch, but never mind. Not to worry. Right, let's get that screwed in. So I need 4 AP screws. CP screws. CP screws. Well, that's a shame. It is a shame, but I'm not going to lose sleep over it. Oops. Not the end of the world. That was an AP screw. That was an AP screw. Let's put that AP screw away. Coffee break over. Back to the mill, says Panzer. Take care, Panzer. Thanks for coming in, buddy. Script with 4 CP screws. Where do the CP screws go? Okay, inside. That's going to be slightly fiddly. Unless they go from underneath. Oh, yes. 1, 2. There we go. Right, so CP screws. Again, no oil because it's into plastic. Yes, did you just feel a disturbance in the force, Chris? When I got to issue 50. I reckon you were just still watching to see what happens when I got to issue 51. I know you. You were just sat there watching quietly. Waiting. Well, not really a problem. It's like I haven't touched that X-Wing in about 8 months. I dread turning it on when I start finishing that off. I got this under no impression at all that the wing opening mechanism probably won't work anymore. For one reason or another. I don't know why. Oops. Doodle 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 doo doo. But, like I say, in all honesty, I'm never going to open the door and press the brake pedal anyway, so... It's a shame I can't show that function off, but yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because let's be honest, once this is built, it's going to sit on a shelf and gather dust. It'll be damn impressive, but it's still going to just sit on a shelf. So we'll get that in there. Again, I'm just going to tighten them up bit by bit, so I'm not stressing anything unduly. Make sure the stress on the plastic is even. Nice and crisp and even. There we go. Am I even on camera? Probably not. There we go. So yeah, it works. The switch works perfectly. Except it now doesn't. Not quite lined up with the switch, but never mind. When it occasionally lines, it's a bit loose and wobbly, but never mind, never mind. So that's that bit done. Got a wonky pedal that doesn't quite sit straight. I think I've not actually got the switch quite straight, to be perfectly honest. But seeing as it's busted anyway, doesn't really matter. Ah, well, never mind. So, nobody's ever going to see it. Nobody will ever know that happened. It's not like I'm broadcasting this on the internet or anything, so... Yeah. I think the instructions could have given more advice as to how to do that. Because it just seemed to say, make sure it's in straight and put it in. It's like, what about the metal bits? What can I bend? What can I not bend? How it doesn't fit. Yeah, there could have been a bit more information given. The diagram could have been a bit clearer with looking like the actual switch. Right. Where are we up to? Is that the end of that one? You have now attached the foot pedals to the floor pan. Yes. They would seriously need weathering though, they would. They would need some weatherage. They're a bit loose and floppy, but never mind. That's that one, 51. 51. 3 more to go. Shouldn't be long now. So, have I turned that off? Yes. Thing is, I get the impression we'll have the same situation in the future with all the other switches. Oh well, never mind. I can see me finishing this with none of the switches working at all, but hey. Next issue, The Bonds of Friendship. And film stuff. We are making a seat. Part 1 of assembling a seat. I can't make this wrong. For proud owners, decontamination. I'm doing detailing again. Yeah. It's all about claying. Getting rid of swirls. Yes. All things I used to do for a living. Thankfully turned my back on now. Right. Issue 53. Do. So you're all impressed with my incompetence then? I hope so. I break these things so you don't have to. I'm on 52, isn't it? No, 50, hang on, that's not... I've skipped this issue here. 52. It's the wrong issue. Spoon. Thought that was a bit wrong. There we go. Issue 52. Cashier number 3, please. Stasiak, a fraternal agent. No idea. No idea. Assembling the floor. There we go. So we are assembling the floor. Apparently it goes orange for a bit, which is cool. I like that. Detailing the perfect wash. I'm not impressed by that man's hair. His hair kind of... It all comes from that... I don't understand how that man's hair works. I'm pretty sure that's not how actual... You can't really see in the photograph, but it's all like... Like he's in the wind tunnel. That's very weird. His hair is scaring me. I don't wish to see his hair again. Yes. He's also very... This may sound weird, but he's also very thin. There's something wrong with that photograph. He's like... They photoshopped out his entire spine. I don't know. He's got weird vampire hair, and he's... I don't understand that man at all. He's scaring me. I'm going to stop looking at that now. Also, I don't want to look at detailing stuff because it's depressing me. Yeah, cleaning the tyres and the wheels with a wheel brush and... Oh, God. Oh. It was fun in the early days. And then after a while, it wasn't fun anymore. It became tedious and not fun. Right, so we have... Wow. I know it's weird to say you get a sense of the scale of this now, but when you actually see the seat, you start to get a sense of the scale of it. And that's squishy rubber. Wow, 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 wow. Smells like... Ooh. Smells like... Smells like... I can't place it. It's got a specific... It smells a bit like oily engine. That's solid plastic. That smells like oily engine. Ooh, we've got a seatbelt. Ooh. It's a material girl. A seatbelt with an actual clasp buckle. Ooh, that's quite nice. Seatbelt with an actual buckle. And some screws. Lovely screws. Except this is the wrong issue. I forgot I'm doing the wrong issue, aren't I? Right, let's put that back in there. You didn't see that. 52. I told you it was 52. What are you on about? Making me open the wrong one. Do you know? Rubbish you guys are. You're rubbish. So, 52. Let's see what we've got. Ooh. Bits. Get your bits out. Making me open the wrong thing. I don't know. You guys are rubbish. So we've got some HP screws and some CP screws. Can't really mix those up. But I can get my words wrong. So, let's have a look and see. We need the floor pan back again. I'm a bit gutted about that brake light. It's quite a neat little mechanic, but... Oh, well. No problem. Right. Let's get some of these screws open. What are we on? CP and HP. CP and HP. HP. Get these ones out over here. CP. So, how you doing in chat? You alright there? Remember to ask me questions, give me stuff to talk about. So I'm not just talking about what I'm doing, because that's kind of boring. That was the lid on my oil bottle, before you ask. Put the front left side panel onto the floor pan 48A. Left. It's got the L on it. So that goes on to... Oh, I see. That goes onto there. It's held in place with a couple of CP screws. Jolly good, I can do that. I can do that. That is something I can do, especially in the voice of James Mason. Have you seen the title sequence for the new Star Trek series? These Are the Voyages. It's quite good. I like them. The music's kind of... It would grow on me. Now, I've only seen it, when I watched it today, it was actually on a Twitter feed, so it was crappy quality Twitter video. So I can't say for sure, but I can't say if I'm happy that the Enterprise looks like it's just bare metal silver rather than actually a colour. You know, a bit like the old Enterprise, the Enterprise NX-01 from Enterprise was kind of like, it looks like it's bare metal rather than actual colour, a bit like Discovery. I can't say if I'm happy about that. But again, it was a Twitter video, so it was like 240p resolution garbage. So I could have been looking at it completely wrong, I don't know. But it's quite good. Quite good. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to watch it when it comes out, because I don't have Paramount or whatever it is. So I will have to find other ways to view it later down the road. Although I've just realised I have got an episode of Picard to watch that I haven't watched yet, because that's on Amazon. And hopefully I'll still get Lower Decks as well, because that's on Amazon. And hopefully Picard and Lower Decks will stay free to Amazon Prime members, because Discovery was free until suddenly it wasn't. Turn the floor pan over. I've got a sniffly nose again, apologies. Turn the floor pan over. And align the 6 mounting holes in the rear bulkhead. Where's my rear bulkhead? There it is. Insert 2 HP screws. Okay, so that needs to go. Oops. That needs to be dropped first of all. That needs to go like that, you see? Then it says 2 HP screws, bare. Oh, I see. So 2 HP. Oh, I see. One there and one there, and then okay, I get that. I get that. I can do this. I can do this. So you do 2 here, 1 there. Again, I'll do it lightly just so I can tension them. Oops, together. We want to be together. Also, the chat is actually quite far away from me tonight, so yeah. I'll probably miss a lot of chat. I did say that way back at the start. Okay, and then insert 4 HP screws into the remaining 4 holes. I don't know why they need to break that up into two steps. Add these 2 and then add those 4 when you could just say add these 6. Weird way to pad out the issue. I don't know. I suppose if you can break it into an extra step and fill the page, it's not a bad thing. I can see there's chat there. I shall have a look in a moment. I'm going to go end to end here rather than go across. So I'll do this end, and I've done that end. I'll work my way into the middle. Again, just to even out the stress on the plastic. Oops. Yeah, I was quite shocked when I saw how noisy the beacon lights on the Ecto-1 are. It's horrible. It was like a real grindy motor noise. It was like, wow, really? You'd never ever turn those on? Not ever. Could they not have come up with some like not quite as noisy solution that used an LED perhaps and less grindy motors? Is that not something they could have done? I'm sure they could. But it really was horrible. It really was quite grindy, noisy. You don't expect lights to make a big grinding noise. I may have got confused from some other Chris Park build. He does so many, maybe the Ecto he has problems with incorrect wiring labels. I don't know, lol, but I apologise, Fox. Just trying to help. No, don't have to apologise, mate. It's quite funny. But I broke it anyway. I mean, look. It clicks. It just doesn't do anything. So yeah, that's... Yeah, I don't know whether that's poor instructions or the instructions not matching the actual reality of what the switch is, but there was certainly no advice as to what to do with the metal pins, and certainly trying to fold that wire out of that gap, you can't without bending the metal pins, and that's why it snapped. So, hey, what are you going to But apparently not, says Edward Leonard. Just adding to the confusion. Do you want to go out and come back in again, Edward? Do you need to go and have a lie down for a bit? Right, so that's the floor pan rear wall. In the illustration, you can see the floor pan now has been completed with the pieces that came in this stage. The floor pan will be attached to the middle section of the chassis, and it is the anchorage point for various pieces such as the pedals, the gear lever, the fire extinguisher, and of course the seats. But we know that because we've kind of done those bits. The electrical system for the operation of lights and sound effects is housed underneath the floor pan. That's all really obvious because we can tell because... yeah. You have attached some new pieces to the floor pan. Put it to one side for the next assembly sessions. Yes. What could the next bit be? I don't know. The metal pins are notoriously fragile, says Candy Graham. Exactly. Yeah, it just... I don't know. The diagram did not show metal pins on it at all, so it really was a case of draw the fucking owl. It was like what am I supposed to do with these metal pins? It doesn't fit in with these pins sticking down. So where are these supposed? There's no little holes for them, and they didn't seem. I don't know. What was that? C. What were these ones? HP. So that was quite frustrating. I don't know where. I haven't got a slot for HP, have we? Oh. I'll have to keep them in the bag. That's FP. Have I got any other HPs? PM. DM. Oh, DM. I'll keep them in the bag then, I think. Where's the bag gone? There it is. HP. Yeah, so that was quite frustrating. So if the switch was just a square, it would have fitted in the hole that was designed for a square, but it wasn't. It was a square with sticky out legs. And I knew that bending those wires was probably going to break them, but what can you do? If you have to bend them, you have to bend them. Little extra bags that I don't need. Right, so that's HPs. That can go in there. Oh, actually right on the bag, I think. Hang on. What were they? I've lost them now. No, HP. There we go. HP. HP. There we go. Put that in there. I'm just keeping my little. You can't see what I'm doing off screen, but I'm just sorting out my little screw tray because I've got my little screw tray going on. And I've run out of slots, so I'm just having to keep some of the screws just in the little bags rather than take them out and put them in. Yeah, I've got loads of extra bags for some reason. I'm loath to throw them away because I can't quite confirm there's not like a clear part inside that I can't quite see. That would be just my luck. I don't think there is. Yeah, there'll be nothing in there. It's fine. Right, we'll get those. So that is issue 52. I can't look at more pictures of detailing. It's making me stressed. 53. What could the parts from issue 53 be? Who can say? That's issue 54. That one. So it's those bits. Oh look, they've come pre-opened. That's very handy. I hope I don't have the same problem with the other switches, because I would like to at least have the lights function somehow. If I break them all, then there's nothing I can do about it. I've got a load of switches that don't work, but hey. Even if I can't turn the lights on, it's still a dirty, great big 8-kilogram Dodge Charger on my shelf. Because that's the thing, it's having to lift it up and put the batteries underneath. Once you've played with the lights once, I'm not going to leave the batteries in because they'll just corrode over the years. They'll get left, so I'll probably put I won't have any batteries in it anyway. Right, what are we doing? So we have some IP screws. 3 to be precise. Insert the narrower buckle of the seat belt 53C into the slot on the left side of the seat. I still can't place what it smells like. It smells like when you're driving your car late at night and you've had to get out of the car for some reason, like, you know, to go on, I don't know, you popped into a petrol station or something, or you popped into a shop, but it's got to be night time, and it's got to be after the rain, but not raining, and it's that kind of slightly wet tarmac smell, but on a main road, not on like a suburban road. I can't really vocalise. I know exactly what I mean. Right, so it goes. Where does it go? I need my flip flops for this one. But right, into the slot on the left. Oh, I see. Right, so it needs to. It needs to do what now? Oh, I see. Right, it needs to go in there. Seatbelt. Seat. It's quite good, that actually. Is that actually metal? I think that might actually be metal. I'm not quite sure. It feels like metal, I think. Stopping before the other buckle passes through it. Let's get my tweezers. Your friend and mine. I like the fact you've got a cloth seatbelt. That's quite good. Okay, so stopping before the buckle passes through it. From the back of the seat, insert the narrowest buckle into the right. Okay, right, so that's going to go round again. Round and round and round it goes. Where it will stop, nobody knows. I've got to try and thread it through that hole that I can't actually see very easily. I've got to thread it through at a funny angle. There we go. That was easier than I thought. Oops. Oh, and it fell out. Oh. Just bend this out of the way. I keep forgetting it's bendy rubber. Bendy rubber. Let's get that through that. Bit. B. Get through the hole. Onto the other side. Don't you dare go back in again, you little monkey. Come on, out you come. B. B. Haha, got you. No, I haven't. Yes, I have. No, I haven't. There we go. Yes. No. Come on. Come on now. Be a good lad. There, got you. Ha. Jinx. Ha. Chew on that, monkey fluffer. Oh, you are. Going back in again, aren't you? No. They spilled coffee on it. Ooh. Why was that such a hard time getting that to come out again? How very strange. Push it. There we go. There we go. Lovely. It's not a very long seatbelt, is it? No, you can see it a bit. Wouldn't do very well if you're a big fat bloater. It doesn't actually work either as a harness. Doesn't actually. But then you're not going to put it together like that anyway. It's pretty good though. I quite like that. Although it kind of sticks up a bit unnaturally. I think you might have to actually just like weight that down with something to let it reshape itself. I think. That is what you would have to do, because it's just sitting a bit unnaturally there, I think, is a bit. Not quite right. Although it doesn't help, I think I've gotten the wrong way around. Could do with being the other way around, actually. Let's see if we can twist that round that way. Let's see what we can do. No, it's the wrong way around. I don't like that. Let's turn that round. Can I turn it round? Basically, it's my seatbelt's the wrong way around. I don't want to take it out again though, but I might have to. Because that's going to go there. So we need to turn that round so it's that way. Okay. Diddle 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 diddle. Ooh, fiddliness. Which way do I want to do it? I want to do it that way, I think. It's hard to... No, the other way. Let's take it out. Let's start again. Start again, Dick Whittington. Oh, no. Oh, now the seatbelt's broken. Oh. Oh, see now the seatbelt's come off a little bit. I have to glue that in place. A little bit of super glue will fix that. Let's fix that. Let's just get this out. I'm not having a good night tonight, am I? I'm a bit of a destructive evening. Right, that buckle's come off, but it's easily fixed with a touch of super glue. So what we want is, that's going to be that way. So it's going to go like that. So, which means you want that to be that way. Quite literally that way. I think they were only held together with a little bit of glue, so I can glue it back together again. Oops. Not a problem. So that can sit like that correctly. That will now go through that way. I will have to re-glue that, but that's fine. Where's my tweedle? All the destruction this evening. That will sit that way. I'll just make sure it's the right way. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, they do. It does tend to sit up a little bit proud. It might even be worth, if I was interested, actually just super gluing it to the chair, but I think what I might do at some point is just gently tape it in place and let it sort of reshape itself over time. But what I shall do is super glue that back on, I think, because it's snapped off. It's just a little bit of glue that's holding the seatbelt in place. A tiny touch of super glue will fix that quite nicely. I need a cocking tail stick. Thankfully, it doesn't matter which way round this goes. Where's the buckle? There it is. So that needs to come through there, like that. I know you can't see what I'm doing. Basically, the buckle's come off the seat belt, but it's not the end of the world because it was just glued together anyway. I should put a tiny touch of super glue on the seat belt. Just on the other side. There we go. I can push that together. Done. No one will ever know. There you go, done. And it's a nice crinkly surface as well, which means it's got a really nice grip to it. And it's, oh no, oh it hasn't, because it's stuck to my finger. Hello. Let's try that again. Bit more glue this time, I think. I think I was a bit careful with the old glue. Let's try a bit more. Don't want too much, but I need to make sure it does stick. There we go. That's it. Perfect. Fixed. There we go. So yeah, I'll have to, I'm not quite sure how I can soften those seat belts up to make them flop down like that, so they sit like properly as if they're heavy. I'm not quite sure how to do that. Also, that buckle's a bit bent. There you go, it's better. Yeah, so I'll need to figure something out. Whether it just means like literally just super gluing it down like that. I don't know what's yet to come with this. I don't know if something else happens with the seats. I don't particularly want to glue this in place now, but I could just glue them down like that, and then it looks like they're heavy enough. It looks like the buckle's heavy enough that it's just holding it in place. More glue equals more better, says Jeff. The bigger the blob, the better the job. I like that. Those metal pins are notoriously... Oh, we've done that one. And noiseless, says Edward. We love you, Edward, don't worry. My Lego Echo Light Kit does the same without motors, and it's noiseless. Yeah, those are really loud motors on those. They really were terrible. It really was like... That's the lights, wow. Jesus. I'm tempted to glue those down, you know. Because they just stick up and it looks a bit weird. And it's going to be easier to do it now than it is to do it once it's all installed in place. Should I just glue them in? I should just glue them down, shouldn't I? I'm pretty sure it's not going to be a problem. Besides, it's super glue. I can always undo it later if I need to. A little touch of glue on that, because it's just going to drive me nuts if I don't. Of course, I'm assuming the glue will stick to whatever this rubber stuff is. Yeah. Hang on. Right. Let's try that again. Yeah, fudge sticks. Wanting to stick, which is a little bit annoying. Come on now. There we go. That's better. That's turtly. That's not turtly. Sticking at the front, that's why, not the back. I don't need to do this, but I feel better if I do. It just means my buckles have a sense of weight to them then, which to me seems much better than them just sticking up in the air and looking all floaty, which seems a bit ridiculous to me. I'll put some of this on the actual material, because then it doesn't just look like I've stuck the seatbelt buckle down. There we go. That looks much better. There's a bit of sploshy glue there, but I can scrape that off with a knife later. But that now looks like actual material weighted down. And what I'll do is I'll get some of the super glue on the back here, just to lock it all in place. There we go. Just a little bit extra, so it doesn't move around. Holds it in place. Lovely. Lovely jabbly. Cool. So now it looks like it does in the photograph. Because, yeah, that material's quite thick, and at that scale it just doesn't want to sit flat. So I just have these seat belts looking up, popping up in the air, which would look a bit silly as they're supposed to be big, heavy seat belts. There we go. Looks good, Fox. Thank you very much, Edward. Yeah, it looks a bit better. I say there's a bit of a super glue mark there, but I can clean it off. I was even tempted to do something with these seats later on to make them look a bit more realistic, but I don't know yet. Again, we'll see. What was your bench and belly, Edward? Did you say? I can't remember. Right, so that's that bit. That took longer than it needed to. This then goes on the back. Now, this goes on the back here. Like, how does this go on? Join the backrest 53B to the seat 53A. That way for a start. It goes like... No? Do what now? I'm confused. What? The pins in the middle of the backrest was positioned behind the two screw holes on the 53A as shown, and it doesn't actually shown. Oh, I see. Okay, right, I got it. I think. I have no idea what I'm doing. So it goes like that behind those flappy bits there. Maybe? Is that what you mean? I don't know what you mean. Like that somehow. Seems a bit weird. And then 2 IP screws. Now this is a perfect time to add a secret message, because I think there's a cover that goes on the back here. Let me just double check the next issue. I have already added more than one secret messages to this model. As I always add little secret messages to all models, there's at least 3 different secret messages hidden around this model in different places, some of which you could potentially access and some of which will never be seen by man ever again unless this is smashed to pieces. So I think I should add a secret message to this one. Let's have a think. Yeah, it's a deep dish chicken bacon wrap. Oh, that's the one. Baked pizza and some motorised excavator with 9 motors. What, you're eating a motorised excavator with 9 motors? As a secret message, put in the URL for this video. It's far too big. I'll put the screws in first. Let's do that bit first. Let's do the screwing bit first. Let's get me screwing out of the way. IP. Excuse me, pingage. I'm starving. Just suddenly starving, all of a sudden, suddenly. Oops. Get in the hole. Is that actually in the hole? No, it's not even. Get in the hole. I'm worried that I'll ping the seatbelt out again. Never try and move this around too much. Right, you just get in there. There you go. There she is. There she is. Do 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 do. There we go. I think that's just to give it some firmness and to attach the actual back plate. So there we go, that's that bit done. I need to clean that little bit of super glue up, but that's the beauty of super glue. You can clean it up or scrape it away. I'll sort that later on at some other time. That's that issue complete. So we're on to the last one now, issue 54. Last one for this evening. We have some more seat components, but before we do that, I should add the secret message. Yes, that's my biggest problem, is eating late at night. Hashtag bad move, lol. Let's think of a secret thing I should put in. Paint pen isn't doing very well on this plastic. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Pens aren't doing very well on this plastic. There you go. There you go. Secret words message. Yes. Now, the only people that will ever see that now are the people that watch this video. Or if somebody ever buys this and takes it apart, but that will be a kind of stupid thing to do. But yeah, I love doing that, little things, because inside this so far there are a few written messages. There's also a note on paper. Inside one of those, you remember the Bane blades that I sold earlier or late last year? Inside both of those Bane blades there are secret notes on paper, like little paper notes, secret notes, that will never be found unless you smash the thing apart. But that's the whole point, you're not going to smash it apart because you spent money on it. So no one will ever know. But when in the future, when I'm long dead and gone, and people find and my things are worth millions of pounds, somebody will try restoring one day and take it apart and find this secret hidden message, like taking apart an ancient Egyptian mummy and finding a note inside. It'd be like that. I'm just talking drivel, aren't I? Right. So here we are. Seat assembly of the seat. So we have some AP screws, more AP screws. IP screw as well. We've got IP screws. Do we have IP screw slot? A slot for IP screws? No. Do I have existing IP screws? PM, OM, FP. Nope, not got IP. Okay. So I shall mark those as IP screws. Yeah, it's my pen. IP screws. IP. There we go. IP. Panema. Sad, never got it. Nice drawing, says Candygram. That's why I wanted the last sticker I won, is because you drew me a squig on the back, says Edward. I still have it, don't panic. All those stickers I've got, I still have them in a bag somewhere. They're down under the bench, actually. It's just I need to get around to posting them all one day. Got very expensive. That's the downside of doing all those stickers and things. I've still got them, like, Warhammer World coins and stuff I need to send out to people. They won't be forgotten. They'll get sent out. Don't worry. Don't you worry. Because people like stickers. Right, so it says, get the seat you assembled in the last assembly section. Align the backrest. Got them seatbelts, they're quite good. Align the backrest cover with the backrest secure with the foot 4 AP screws. So that simply goes on there like that. Thank God it covers that up. I had this sudden moment of hang on a minute, what if it doesn't actually? Oh. 4 AP screws. 4 AP screws. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I think I wrote the names of everybody on stickers and things as to who's owed what. I probably did. I hope I did. Oops. Do 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 do. It was also lockdown as well, wasn't it? Apart from everything getting expensive, it was also the last couple of years being locked down. I couldn't go to the post office and post stuff either, which then made things even worse. Delaying stickers and things. Drop me a message, Edward, with your address and stuff. I'll send it out to you. I'll see if I should still have it. I'll find it and sort it out for you. Drop me a message or an email or what have you, or a note somewhere using the words, the typing words. Again, I'm not tightening one up more than the others. I'm just going round and round. Time we on 2:45. Good God, I didn't think it'd take this long. I'm so slow. Join the seat base to the seat, making sure the 2 pins shown in the image are below the tab on the bottom section. Okay. Got the same thing again, then we've got the base and then the... Okay, yeah, so this base underneath is reinforcing, and also it's what you screw the rubber, but you don't want to screw into rubber directly. I knew a girl like that once. So that goes in that way. Which I can hear rain outside. Most refreshing, because it's a little bit warm. Could do with a little bit of rainage. Insert to IP. Oh, IP screws. Hang on, IP screws. Oh, they're there. IP screws. Now you give us more IP screws. I don't know. Come on, out you come. Come on, lads, out you come. There we go. 2 IP screws. 2 IP screws go in those flappy bits. Okay, that makes sense. Flappy bits. Put the screws in the flappy bits. Ooh, I'm leaning on my seat belts there. That's probably a bad idea. Try not to bend the seat too much because I don't want to pop them seat belts out. I've had enough things breaking and snapping today. Thank you very much, young lady. There you go. That's that bit on. Doesn't need to be too tight because it's not like it's going to be load bearing or anything like that. Yeah, I need to clean up that bit of super glue on the seat there, but we'll do that later. A little bit of alcohol and a cotton bud. Get rid of that quite nicely. And then it says 2 AP screws into the rear part of it. That's there. Okay. All the screws in the world. So this is the kind of thing they could have done this with one piece, but it makes sense to spread it out. Otherwise, you'd have like 3 issues of the magazine, and the whole thing would be built. Plus, it just gives you more to do. If you were doing this and you were getting 1 issue a week, you know, you wouldn't want to go screw this in, done. You'd have to have at least a couple of things to do. So it makes sense they pad it out. Quite heavy, this chair. Join the bottom section of the seat with 4 AP screws. I think we can see where this is going. I think we can see. I think. I'm not confident now suddenly. Wait. Hang on. Wait. Pleased to be fitting. Pleased to be fitting better. 4 AP screws. Should hopefully push things into place. Hopefully. Otherwise we've got problems. That's 1. Do it corner to corner. 2. Yeah, so in Cyberpunk I've got a cat now. The game calls it Nibbles, but I've called it Burp the cat. And he sits there. He's a hairless Sphinx cat, and he sits there. He's either in his basket, or he's eating his food out of a bowl, or he's scratching on the carpet near my computer, or he seems to like going in the shower and drinking the shower water from the floor of the shower, which is kind of gross. But I also have an iguana egg that hasn't hatched yet. I also have Skippy the smart gun, who I've promised to take back to his owner, but I'm not going to, because I want to keep it. Right, so there we go. That's that bit done. Attach the completed seat to the guides on the floor by making sure the 2 small pins on the bottom of the seat slide into the open mounting holes. Okay, that goes like that. Oh, and then falls off. I'm predicting screwing. 2 JP screws. Okay. JP screws, baby. That's the big boys. Big fat flat boys. Big. Now, how far back do I want the seat? There's a question. Doesn't say where to put it. All the way back or all the way forward? I'll just put it there. You're being tricky now, aren't you? You're being fiddly now, aren't you? You little minx. This driver's seat's on the wrong side. That's weird. Let's not put it all the way back. It doesn't say exactly where to put it, but I don't suppose it really matters. Wherever it is when that screw tightens down, that's where it locks into place. That's where it will be. Just make sure it's straight, that's all. Now, I've got to be careful here, because if I tighten this too hard and it breaks the plastic, I'm screwed and the chair can't go in. I'd have to super glue it into place then. I mean, theoretically I could leave it loose enough to have it sliding, but that would just be garbage. It doesn't say to leave it loose and slidey. But I don't want to tighten it too far and risk breaking anything. So we shall leave it there. It's not exactly fully locked in place. It's not exactly straight. Yeah, there we go, that's better. But that's as tight as I dare tighten those screws. So there we have. You have now completed the seat and attached it to the floor pan of your model car. I keep saying model car like I'm not aware I'm building not a real car. Right, so let's put these away. So these are JP screw, which is, do we have JP? JP, no, JM, not JP. GP, FP, DM, IP, HP, PM. We've got an IP screw, haven't we? There's an IP screw. That can go in there. So I'll just get these screws policed. And I'll tell you what those Halo books gave me was the use of the word police as in a verb. Because there's so many times in those books that they say, you know, Sergeant such and such policed the weapons. As in he picked up all the weapons and made sure what was where and sorted everything out. You say, police the weapons, as in pick up all the ones on the floor and make sure you know what you're doing with them. AP screws, we've got millions of those. And this is a, what did I say this was? JM? JP screw, JP screw. Not got any JP screws. Okay. Yes, I ran out of slots in my little tidy box, so now I just keep them in a bag. Keep the bags in one slot. They're JP screws. JP. There we go. So I can put those in there. Police them into that little box. There we go. That's nice and tidy. I shall put that lid down. Put that there. I'll put them screws in because I've left them out. Police up the brass. It'd be cool if you could fit TMNT figures to fit inside like Donatello and Michelangelo in the driver and passenger seat. There is no passenger seat though in this. I'm going to guess there probably will be a 3D printable Shapeways figure of Dom Toretto. Which is a bit rubbish now. I've actually super glued the seat belts in, but I could of course just freeze the seat, take it out, freeze it, and or debond it and fix it that way. But it doesn't really matter. I don't know if I want to paint a 1/8 scale Vin Diesel anyway. Painting a little dude is one thing, but painting someone who's actually a real person, therefore actually looks like something, yeah, that's not great. So I'll just put that away. What are we on? God, 3 hours. Wouldn't normally take me that long, but it would. Right, now let's just quickly see if I pull this over here, like that, you see. Let's bring the books with it, just for safety. If I put that there, I know this isn't ready to roll yet, but I don't even know where these wires are supposed to go once you put the floor pan on, but I would assume that's going to go in there. You've got the steering column going through that hole there where the pedals are. So that will, actually that fits just perfectly. It's like, bing, there you go. That would fit there. Steering column just barely sticks through. That would work if it was a switch that works. It doesn't anymore, so never mind. That will probably lock into place with some screws, I would suspect. probably sitting quite nicely, and that will then be our give you an idea of what we're going to look like when it's got the interior going on. Let's just get them wires out, because I'm trapping the wires there. Trapping. So there you go. I'll turn that on and make sure my wires are still working, because who knows, I could have killed all the wires by now. Where's my on switch? Where are all the wires? Headlights, dashboard lights, tail lights, brake lights, sadly not. Oh well, never mind. R.I.P. brake lights. We hardly knew ye. But yeah, so that gives you an idea now of the size of the how's that offer is on? I can't tell if it's off or on now. There you go. That starts to give you an idea of what we're dealing with here. Because before that chair went on, it still looked big, but now I've got the seat on. It's like it's starting to take on a car shape. So I can see the steering wheel's going to be here and the dashboard, and I can get a feel for how long the hood's going to stick out from the engine bay, and the trunk here. Starting to get there. We're starting to make some moves into car-based territory. So awesome sauce. Yeah, I'm a bit gutted about the brake switch, but not much you can do. These things are going to happen, especially when I'm involved. Hey, not the end of the world. Like I say, once I finish building this, I'm probably going to take the batteries out and never turn it on again. So I wouldn't worry about it. You can fix them, Fox. Just do it. I can't fix that switch, because I'd have to replace the switch, and I wouldn't know what I'm doing. Anyway, well, let's have a quick look at chat. Address has changed, Fox, so let me know before I croak, and it's not for the sticker, it's the squig on the back. Yeah, just pop me a message, dude. Put me a message with your details and I'll send it out to you. Lol, thanks, arse. Please tell me there's a David Hasselhoff figure in this same scale. No, but the kit that you can make, the actual, there's a part work off kit that is also in 1/8 scale, so you could put him in that. I wouldn't want to do that because that's got even more wiring. Skippy the Smart Gun is hilarious, says Jeff. Absolutely. I managed to make sure that I got it locked on Stone Cold Killer though. So it's locked permanently on Stone Cold Killer now. Bomb de bomb, bomb, bomb de bomb de bomb de bomb. Message for user. Thanks, Choom. What is this? One of the things he says is, fun fact, 80% of murderers are men like you. Where are we up to? It has its own wire harness. You can figure we've done those too. So I think I'm up to date with chat. Well, what that's going to do is we've done all the issues now. So I shall wait for another couple of packs to come in. I might just carry on doing this kind of live stream when I do these. It depends what they are, of course. If it's somebody, some of them I might just film, and some of them I might just do catch-ups. But I'll try my best. I might do some live streaming bits if I know it's just simple interiors and stuff. Anything too complicated, I don't want to be doing a live stream, because as you've seen, doing things on live stream, you can break stuff. So yeah, things can go wrong. So I need to go and very carefully put this away now and try not to get wires trapped anywhere while they're all dangling everywhere. But that's going to do me. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining me. 3 o'clock, 3 hours on the nose. Thank you, everyone, very much for joining me. Again, a big, massive thank you to my friends at Fanhome, who, like I've said, they're not paying me for this, but they have provided this part work for me to work on. So big, massive thank you to them. They don't have any creative input into these videos, though. This is all my own opinions. So there you go. But big, massive thank you to Fanhome. Big thanks to you guys for watching, of course, and sticking with me up to 3 in the morning. Don't forget, of course, if you'd like to support this channel, you can do. You can go to patreon.com/modelmakingguru and become a channel patron. Or you can press the join button underneath any one of my videos and become a channel member. Either way, you're supporting the channel, you're helping keep the lights on, because I do this for a living. You're literally keeping my lights on and putting food on my tables. Pay my bills. So big thank you to our patrons and channel members who are already there, but do consider helping out. Until next time, I will be back, of course, in not many hours for Warhammer Sunday tomorrow with me and Colin. for the usual Sunday gunners. Don't forget Colin's on at 12:30 tomorrow with the Sunday brunch with Colin and Dave. Then I'll be back about 4:30 tomorrow for Warhammer Sunday when we'll carry on building some orky stuff. We'll be back on. Don't think we're doing E-Models Monday because it's a bank holiday on Monday. Woo, day off. But I'll try and get some more filming. I'll try and get some more filming done for the Imperial Night during the week. But I might try and do some more live stream stuff as well. You never know. And I'll keep looking into doing video game streams. So we'll see how it goes. But until then, I shall say thank you very much for sticking with me for the 3 hours, watching me break things. Never mind. But until next time, I shall say thank you very much. Take care of yourselves. Go make something awesome. It's getting big. Go be awesome. And until next time, adios, amoebas. Bye. Like and subscribe. Bye. Bye.